Dude, it's all, man, even in these comps, it's all about the lurking and hiding and flanking and nasty little nastiness, right? That's crazy, man. And then, yeah, just destroyed. Really well played from both teams. That is good Overwatch right there. Crazy Raccoon recognizes the situation, knows that they have to try something a little bit aggressive to win. They can't kite it out completely. And Falcons expects the shenanigans and sets up appropriately. That is a really clean fight. I think that's what you want to see right there. Capitology did this video here, how Korea solved Overwatch, and basically it's just talking about push-pull with angles, and that's what we're going to kind of elaborate on here, and it kind of exposes a lot of these Western teams just being significantly worse at spacing and controlling advantages and controlling angles off of push-pull. So basically, what that looks like is with push-pull, as I change my headline here. It's a great video, by the way, highly recommend it. And it's like, hey, when we're one big giant clump, and you're one big giant clump, we can kind of push and pull. You push in with your ult, we push in with our ult, we kite with our ult, or your ults, and you kite your ults. It's just pretty much a clump, and it's just how it is. The big thing, though, is the fact that it's really easy to kite or run away from disadvantage. Like, let's say we push in with Juno ult here. It's really easy for Team Blue to just walk away, because all the threats are in one direction. But as soon as you put, like, let's say an echo on an angle right here and have the echo pincer, it's a lot harder for them to run away from our ultimate advantage, okay? So it's really difficult for them to execute off of the push unless there is a bit of an angle. And Christopher used to call this a cut. I really like the term cut because it implies we're cutting off your escape. I think that's a really cool term to use, but it's just basically a flank or an angle. That's all it is. Now, they know this, so what a lot of teams will do, high-level teams, is they'll say, okay, we'll set up our angle to help take our push, but we're going to put somebody here to prevent that echo from cutting off our disadvantage or disengage. So our echo will kind of duel your echo, and so we're kind of like stalemating here, which means that, yeah, we can pocket our echo as we're disengaging, so she kind of soft backs up as well, but it kind of allows us, it kind of has our back door as we're backing up. All right? And what this also means is this means that, well, what if we change the table? What if we want to push? Well, we already have somebody on the angle. The problem happens is when a lot of the Western versus Korean teams that I was seeing and that were analyzed, the East was consistently clearing off angles and or setting up short off angles and just generally spacing better, right? We'll talk a little bit more about that. And the West was just, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like, I don't even think it's an understanding thing at this point. I feel like this is just so common knowledge but I just feel like when LAN comes to LAN, they just don't do it. They just tempo and push, and they tempo and push, and then the Korean teams make them look like pikers. They make them look stupid because they rush in, peace, or then Korea goes bam, and they just die because they come in from multiple different splits. So we're going to talk about layering, we're going to talk about setups, we're going to talk about angles. We're also going to talk about a little bit about spacing. So this is something that's not unique to Brigitte Juno, but little things like, for example, how far up do you want your brig? Your brig gets value the closer she is, but it also means that she can't kite out. So if your brig's close, you've committed to fighting right there. You cannot back out. So you don't want your brig too far forward unless you have like an ultimate advantage. That way you can hold your ground, right? Otherwise, your brig kind of hovers here or takes the angle, essentially. But yeah, all this stuff, we're going to talk about setups here. I'm not going to compare West versus East. I think Capitology does a really good job in that video, and it's something we talked about already before. Instead, we're going to look at it where it's two higher level teams doing it. And I'm going to be honest with you, even these higher level teams, they're going to make that mistake a lot. They're going to screw it up. They do it better than Western teams, but they're going to make mistakes with their spacing. They're going to make mistakes with their splits, or they're going to forget to split, or it's going to be a wrong split or a bad angle. And so we're going to talk about layering, we're going to talk about setups, and we're going to talk about spacing. And what I want to do today a little bit differently to keep things spicy with this Mauga composition is I want us to, especially if you guys haven't watched the finals, like I have not watched the finals, we'll try to predict or call what the plan should be before it actually happens. So we'll go, okay, well, this is the ult situation, so this is what the setup should look like, and we'll see how good we get at it. Now, it doesn't mean I'm not very good in knowing all, like, what ult does versus what. Like, we talked a little bit about how Juno ult versus Mauga cage is a tricky interaction, because if you Mauga cage and the enemy Mauga gets Juno ult, then you just die inside your own cage, right? And there's little things like that, like, you know, Rally can cancel cage and cancel Reaper ult and stuff like that. But for the most part, we'll learn as we analyze here. But we'll take a look here. Okay. Yeah. What did I think about the JQ Sombra counter comp? I did not see it. I think it's interesting. I think it is something that teams probably would, if they could experiment more with it, would have done so, but did not have time to do so. And so it's something that was pulled out for teams that but yeah. Can I go over the hero picks? Sure, briefly. So we'll talk about a little bit about like why the meta is what it is. I talk a great deal about this on Saturday. TLDR is that this is not life patch. Mauga is not busted in this patch. He's just the best brawl tank because Orisa got nerfed. Rhino is unpopular. Zarya is also unpopular right now. And Ramattra, Mauga does really well versus Ramattra. So this is just an easy push-pull, kite, push your advantage composition right now. That's meta because Juno Brig is really strong. I think Juno and Brig are the movers and shakers in this current meta right now. This is also prior to Juno nerf. But yeah, this is Juno Brig are the reason. They are the supports that are defining the meta right now because they are Lucio hybrid, dive, push, speed ring, whatever. You're going to play it with flexible DPS and a short range push-pull tank. Mauga is the best fit for that, and for this is why you're seeing so much DPS flexibility, is because it really is your choice. Like, there's a lot of DPS that can function. Now, one thing that generally isn't as good in this meta is hit scan. Not just because hit scan equals bad heroes right now, which is partly true, kind of, sort of, depending on this, but it's also because with how important it is to be able to push or kite with speed ring, you are going to see angles, but they're going to be very mobile and fluid angles. There's going to be pushing and kiting, and that's something that hit scan characters do not do well, with the exception of Sojourn. Right? But Sojourn right now, not very strong. Not a very strong character in a vacuum. So I would be surprised to see Sojourn. We saw some Sojourn versus some Pharah comps. But yeah, this is not a hit scan dominated meta. This is Reapers and Echoes and Genjis and Ventures. Occasionally Pharahs, characters that can move, characters that will benefit from the range pocket, because the Juno Brig, I know people don't like Juno Brig because of the speed ring and because the hero interactions themselves aren't very interesting, but the good thing that Juno Brig do is that they're not Moira Lucio. They can pocket different DPS, so they can pocket dive DPS, which means that there's a lot of DPS pop-off moments, a lot. Okay, that's pretty much it. Let's take a look here. How's the volume? Whenever. Like 30 minutes, something like that. Thanks. So both teams fighting top. Both teleport out. Volume is low. Okay, I can turn up just a tad. It's okay. I want it to be audible, but not loud at all. Golden? Perfect. So, Mauga versus Mauga, both teams fighting for top. This is awkward because there isn't really a clear angle here. So most of this is going to come down to mechanics, coming down to things like knocking Mauga off of high ground so he's MIA so that you can shoot this guy, coming down to hitting full stickies on tank or on a squishy here, hitting a bigger torpedo as Juno. So this is going to be mostly micro because the setup is basically the same. Cardiac is used early. The Cardiac is really useful for Reapers because it allows them to lifesteal with more efficacy, and it looks like Lip doesn't get the lifesteal, but Proper does, so there's a slight disadvantage. Smurf is going to commit with Slam. He's going to hit Chorong, which is a mistake, but at the same time, it looks like full stickies from Heesang is able to kill off Fielder. So both Brigs there, I mean, I don't know if Fielder could have avoided those stickies. It just looks like Heesang just diffed them. But Chorong needs to be able to hit that shield bash and or the whip. I think he might have missed the whip. I'm not really sure. Or he didn't, was unable to shield the slam. That being said, Brig for Brig, I'm curious to see what happens up top. Looks like Yeah, they just, honestly, I couldn't tell you. It looks like Heesang just had a superior angle. This is just all mechanics. This is why it's going so evenly, really. Because both teams had the exact same setup at the exact same time, and both Echoes got value, both Maugas got value, both Brigs messed up a teeny bit, and so it's really even here. In fact, Crazy Raccoon's fortunate to even get the first flip, because really they had no, yeah, look at that. So Lip actually gets hit on the teleport, because the teleport doesn't quite go far enough. He needs to go around the corner, he gets slammed by Smurf, bam. Cardiac is used, Cardiac is used. Fielder, it gets caught again. Or Chorong gets caught. Is it Chorong? Yeah, so Chorong gets kind of caught. No, where is Fielder, chat? Am I lost? I'm lost in the sauce. So Cardiac is used. Yeah, Fielder gets Cardiac and then gets full stickied again. So Fielder keeps getting full stickied. Fielder's got to block those stickies with or without Cardiac. So Cardiac provides that AoE lifesteal on your team and the damage reduction. But that doesn't mean that if you eat full damage, like full stickies, you're going to live, right? You can't shield slam and can't whip away. You can only shield bash away. You can't shield slam, chat? Not at all? I know there's something weird with Briggs bash doesn't quite reach the floor. Is that true? You can definitely whip him away. You can't whip him when he runs. I know that. I meant the whip before that. So fact check me on that one. Good to know. Okay.
I mean, that is just kind of getting on the point. You have it for a few seconds. The bite comes in. Falcons.
The nice thing about this meta is I do think some of the DPS stuff will be pretty fun to watch. Well, that's unfortunate. So then a lot of it is going to be spacing, like you said. So how are they going to break this choke? What do you guys think? Okay, so let's talk setups here. This is where the setup starts to work. Okay, so this is a mistake. This speed ring is a mistake. I don't know if they're trying to bait, but how you are now coaching Crazy Raccoon. Let's just do one team at a time. How do you play this fight? How do you play this fight? Look at the ult situation. As Crazy Raccoon, do you want to commit to this fight? Or do you want to bait? What do you think? My thought is this. I see here, here, I think here, here. I think you've seen speed ring, which means they cannot kite your disadvantage. My thought is this. I think you should commit. Even if it's even ult and you're pushing through a choke, I think you've seen speed ring. I think you should commit. So if we're playing to commit, show 4 fingers on your left and 3 on your right. What am I doing? I feel like I shouldn't have done that. I don't know why, but yes. Okay, I feel like the play is to commit here. Well, Shu's farming ult first. I think you commit here with Juno ult. Expect Juno ult in response, and then commit with either cage fight trades inside the Juno ult. But I think you send Heesang on the angle with copy. I think you break the choke with your copy. I'm curious to see, because they don't have speed ring anymore, right? So they both speed ring. Okay, so they speed ring into Juno ult. What do you guys think about the spacing of Falcons here? Do you think Falcons is space? What is Falcons' plan based off of their spacing? I think it's to kite the point. You see it? Look at Fielder's position. Remember, the Brig is the real key, because the Brig is the most immobile character here. It looks like they're going to disengage the Juno ult and then pop their Juno ult on point. THK, thank you for the sub.
Wait, I just sent you a video asking about this.
So this is why my echo angle suggestion is important, because I don't think it's as if you have the echo popping here with stickies right now, I don't think it's as easy for Smurf and for Falcons as a whole to disengage this safely. So they actually, wait, they matched. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. I think they needed to fall back. Yeah, because he gets way too close. And then proper, I just literally one shot on the corner. So Crazy Raccoon sets tempo by just turning the corner and go bam, bam. No hesitation, perfect timing, perfect execution, and they do it without an angle. So it's just bam. The slam, the bam. And so they actually respond with Juno and cage fight, but they burst down. Like even the slam on Chiyo is enough here. So they're going to use cage fight. We need to see a cage fight in return. We need to see a cage fight in return from Junbin, I think. Or a rally. One or the other is fine. So the layering there was fine from both teams, I feel like. The difference was that Crazy Raccoon had a perfect 3-2-1 combo right there. Perfect. Perfect. And they were also speed boosted where Falcons were not, because they had used the speed ring earlier, and I don't even know what they had seen. There was a disconnect there. Calix, think of the sub. I do think the play there was to kite, run back to point, and then match ultimate a second later on point. So let's see. What do Falcons do? What do Falcons do? Proper tries to take the corner. They're going to push out, try to force Wraith. They get Wraith, which means that it's going to be very difficult. Oh, no, they're going to commit. They're going to commit. They're going to commit. So this is what Crazy Raccoon is doing. They're walking through the choke and be like, hey, if we force Wraith, they can't push. But then they're like, dude, they're walking in the open. Let's go. They've used speed ring. Let's go. So then Junbin goes, frick you, dude. What's up, Eptastic? Frick you. You're trapped. Proper gets Death Blossomed. They're going to need to rally. Oh, man, this is going to be scary, guys. This is so stressful. They get the copy on Reaper. Is it worth? Is it worth? It was such a risk from both teams. Just better execution. Okay, so I think here, I don't know, man. Like, I could see logic on both ends. Is it worth pushing out of a choke to force Reaper Wraith to kill the push? Sure. I think it was well done from both teams. I think good response. It's just... like, you could argue that they shouldn't have pushed, just hold the choke with the advantage that you have. But then you just might get your cage fight canceled by rally at that point in time. I think the setup was pretty reasonable from both teams. This is, again, going to come down to mechanics. It's going to come down to mechanics, which, frankly, this is where this meta really falls behind, because it's really hard to know exactly what would made the most sense given the situation. You don't know who is doing what at any point in time.
So they're trying to take an early fight.
All right, how are they going to break this choke? How are they going to break this choke? Are they going to clear an angle? Are they going to set up a flank? Cheers, I would not. Appreciate the 6 months, mate. Wait. So they shoot angle here. Echo goes in with Pax and Torpedo. They just hit squad Stalker, chat. Look at this. So they Brig Reaper mark the left angle. They have Mauga on corner on point. And then they synchronize the push here. And then they Juno... dude, what are they even looking at in the left over there? Voices? Okay. Yeah, no, they're looking for Reaper, and then they just pocket the Heesang, and he just dives. Maybe they tracked Echo Ult as well? Maybe they commit Rally even. Probably not even necessary, honestly. Yeah, I mean, what happened is the Brig Reaper were inside, which meant that Stalker didn't get healing support, and Heesang got double pocket. He got armor pack and torpedoes, which is a heal over time, don't forget. So then he just takes the duel.
Much more competitive in these fights.
There's a lot of mechanics in this matchup. The problem is it's not visible mechanics. Like, okay, so here's the facts. Okay, you guys want the facts? This meta is not anti-skill. It is very high skill. Very high skill. The way this is being executed to this level of expertise is just as skillful, not visibly, but almost just as skillful as dive composition. It's very, very high level. The problem is not how easy or anti-fun or lame. It's just you can't see what's going on because the characters are operating in much closer conditions. That's the difference. And a lot of the skill is not just the mechanical side of things, although it is a lot of mechanics, even with a character like Mauga, the way it's being played right now. Right? Consistently landing on the slams of timing. It's just not always to see what's happening on. Yes, it's like Goats. Goats is a very mechanically demanding composition. Very mechanically demanding composition in a mirror. It just wasn't all obviously mechanically demanding. And I think that's a fair criticism. I'm not defending this kind of meta because I do think it's a bad viewer experience. I think it's a bad viewer experience, and I think that's objectively true.
That time Chorong with the rally.
But I don't think that we have to speak with hyperbole and be like, oh, this is an anti-fun, stupid composition. Okay, so what do you guys think Crazy Raccoon is spacing for? Do you see it? What's the spacing imply here? And do you think it's correct, given the ult situation? Remember, look at the brig. The brig is the linchpin. Look at the brig for both teams. Look at the brig for both teams. What's the linchpin here? Look at Chorong. Look at Fielder. This screams, we want to push with Juno ult as soon as you touch this corner, and we're going to throw the kitchen sink at you. Right? Okay, you can't see. I'm sorry. So there's a Brigitte right here, behind my big, fat, ugly face. But you can see blue brick. What does Fielder's position imply to you guys? It seems like they're not willing, they don't want to commit just yet. They certainly don't want to put their Brigitte in harm's way. So we could see a matching ultimates and just kind of playing it slow for Falcons, or we could even see a full disengage on the ult. Now, I don't know if that's likely given the fact that we've seen speed ring, but yeah. Let's check. My prediction is we're going to see Juno ult here, maybe Juno ult mirrored, and then maybe a Stalker setup on an angle. We'll see. Yeah, you see, they want to push. They want to push. Crazy Raccoons wants to push. This is dangerous, though. This is dangerous. The ult has to be used now, because look at Chorong. So if Smurf hits this right here, if they match Juno ult for Juno ult, it's spooky. Fielder's out. Copies in. I love this from Stalker. And this is where we talk about viewer experience, right? Ult for ult, total chaos right here. Both teams trading pretty evenly. Yeah, this is total chaos. Total chaos. Total chaos. I think this is pretty reasonable from both teams. This is just where layering matters, because you can literally predict who wins the team fight, because we got ult for ult, you know what I'm saying? And then we got this for this, and then this for this. But this team had cage fight. So, yeah. You know, when you're operating at ult disadvantage, you either need to find a way to, like, commit and one-shot somebody, or you have to find a way to disengage. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. Did Lip ult do nothing? I don't know. It's a good question. It might have gotten bashed. Yeah, he got slammed. He got slammed. That's the difference. So they actually... Wait, where was Lip set up for this? Yeah, so he's inside of his Mauga. What a weird ult. This is honestly kind of a Cheeks ultimate. He's inside of his Mauga, but he's also far back. Like, he just, like, peeled Death Blossoms. Like, he's Death Blossoming underneath the copy here. This is a bad ult. I think he might have gotten whipped, but I don't think it matters. So, he gets whipped by Fielder, so that's a huge play by Fielder, which means you really shouldn't be ulting this. You should just walk and then set up your ult later. This is just a crappy ult from Lip. I will also say, chat, if Crazy Raccoon wanted to commit here, what should Lip have done? What should Lip have done? What's the mistake with the setup here? If you want to commit, if you're all... Yeah, you need to TP in. You need to TP in right off screen. Because then you have your pincer push. Even if they whip him and look at him this way, that just enables the push here even more. Wraith in or T... actually, even Wraith in wouldn't even be that bad. Because you're thinking about it, we're all inning here. Like, we're all inning. This is all or nothing here. So yeah, Wraith in, TP in. You could do the plat... Like, yes. Yes, this was Lip mismanaging his cooldowns and his position given the ult situation and how they were playing. This was never a hesitant trade from Crazy Raccoon. They knew they were at an ultimate disadvantage, so they just wanted to take it boldly, and they just didn't do it correctly. So they didn't have the cut. And then obviously just a really weird ult, right? Just kind of hovering in the middle of nowhere. And that little advantage is enough, you know?
Yeah, although Chorong able to live, they just got so separated there, right? You saw Smurf go in with a really nice stomp, push Chorong out, away from the rest of the team, not able to kind of play.
Is Lip Reaper fraudulent? I mean, I don't know. We haven't seen enough. I think we might have an idea. There's the cut on the push. He's a little early, though, so that's probably going to force... Oh, we didn't even force Wraith. That's crazy.
Squad looks the point. Chorong gets stuck, little ult charge. Falcons doing a nice job separating the supports from the rest of the squad.
So they actually do a flip. Dude. Ah! This is so cool. Check this out. Check this out. Lip goes in. So that pulls attention here. So then Junbin comes in from the flank and hooks him. He gets him. He gets the Juno. He gets the Echo. That's so cool. That's so cool. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the setup there. So everyone's here, and then Junbin just sneaks mine. Now the question is, what happens to Heesang? Oh, Heesang just gets smoked. Heesang, that's just mechanics. Stalker just dunks on him. He just full stickies him. He just gets dunked. That's actually such a huge little play there from Crazy Raccoon and Junbin especially. But Stalker just kills him. Like, Stalker not only gets the trade, but watch this. Stalker, I think, gets hooked. I think he gets hooked. Does he drop into Mega? I think Stalker drops into Mega. So he drops below the point. Yeah, so he drops below the point, comes out again from underneath, and kills somebody again. Dude, it's all, man, even in these comps, it's all about the lurking and hiding and flanking and nasty little nastiness, right? That's crazy, man. And then, yeah, just destroyed. Straight up Stalker. Straight up Stalker here. Was an actually really clever play there from Crazy Raccoon. Lip kind of looked a little lost in the sauce mid-fight, but it was actually a pretty clever play there for setup from Lip and Junbin. Like, they just instantly killed Juno. Instantly. It's perfect. But yeah, too late. More important for map, getting the most important for map wins other than visiting. Yeah, I don't fully understand your phrasing there, Calix. Well, they only got the Juno and I think maybe the Echo. I don't know if they got Echo or not. Hello, Bronze Spilo. I don't know if they hooked Echo or not in the cage. If they did, she dropped to under point. But they got Juno. That's all they needed, right? They got Juno instantly. And they didn't even need to use the Wraith for it. It's just legitimately nothing but mechanics there. Legitimately nothing but... Stalker literally just kills two by himself.
Sim TP's out for both sides, and we are in the fray.
So do they teleport here? Yeah, they teleport. They're still there first. Why? Maybe just a cleaner rollout. It doesn't look like Smurf runs, I think, is the key thing. I don't think Smurf runs. So they get the corner first. Proper tries to cut the push. Do you see what I'm saying with the cuts, guys? Okay, so they go in, they push those Falcons, but they do so with the Reaper on the angle, which, look at what that does. Do you see what is synchronized with the Reaper angle? With the Reaper angle, what do you guys think you should see in the next 2 seconds? Watch. Predict it. Who's about to show up on our screen here? Chat, who's about to show up? Bam! Oh, wait, no, not Bam. There, wait, no, it's not Bam. Where the frick is he? There he is. Okay, so you're about to see basically Mauga and Reaper pincer at the same time. It doesn't work out, but yeah, Smurf comes flying in, it looks like. I think. Maybe not, chat, but there should be. The funny thing is he's not the only one angling, though. Because Lip goes in there with him to match the angle, forces Wraith pretty quickly, and then now he's just stuck. I think it's as simple as Falcons got to the corner, Crazy Raccoon got to the corner first. I think that's mostly it. So Dive is Giga Space controlling with weak DPS. It's not too ult-dependent, but I'll call the ult-dependent combo too. So no. Okay, so let me clarify. Okay.
Reaper see so much play in the finals instead of Genji? Echo doesn't sound like the reason for the swap, and Genji overall has been
I think Echo probably has something to do with it, to be honest with you. I think Echo probably has better ult economy and more flexibility with her positioning and a better matchup versus the Mauga specifically. That would be my prediction. It might just be something they have more reps on as well, but yeah. So I don't think this comp is more ult reliant than Dive necessarily. I think partly true where Dive has more opportunities to clutch. But if you guys remember the last time we had a really, truly, fully, quote unquote, honest Dive mirror, Sombra Tracer, Winston on a Brig, do you guys remember what that meta was like? Like if you had Nano advantage, EMP advantage, Primal advantage, Rally advantage, you kind of just won. Like really a lot of the time, you know? The reason why people look at these compositions as being less map control and more about ults is because the ults are more clumped, so it's more visible, but it doesn't necessarily make them more important. Setup is very important in this. Almost just as important as dive. It's just the setup is less split. If anything, setup with this composition is easier. It's just as punishing to mess it up, but it's easier because you don't have to go crazy hard flanks, right? So I would say compared to dive, map control is almost as important. It's just not so spread map control. Ults are just as important as dive, but they're a little bit less visible because they're more spread out. Now, Reaper doesn't have too bad of a matchup into Echo. It's more easy to consistently apply pressure onto her, and you have a larger HP pool to live off of her stickies. In the same way that if you have Nano or Primal or you're consistently getting value out of your EMP and Nanos and Primals, you win Dive Mirror as well. It's just more visible. I don't think that you're wrong. I'm just playing a little bit of devil's advocate. Just playing a little bit of devil's. It's a balance. People like to look at like Dive is about space control. Brawl is about ults and macro, and that's true, but that's an extreme exaggeration. It's basically, all comps basically function very similarly. In fact, the only comp that I think is the least ultimate comp dependent composition is actually more sniper comps because there is just more RNG involved in that. I think Dive and Brawl are both extremely map control and extremely ult macro reliant.
Getting control here first, quite big.
Awkward, both teams obviously fighting for that high ground control. Falcons really knew they had to kind of commit.
Now, setup-wise, what is Crazy Raccoon setting up for? What is Falcons setting up for? Do you see it? Do you see the difference here? Crazy Raccoon for push. Falcons anticipating and catching a push. Brigitte on the angle with Echo. Reaper, Mauga here. Juno hovering here. They're expecting a push here, in which case they get pincered. Right? Falcons is ready for this. Falcons is prepped for it. I don't know why they would think to push here. I don't think it's necessary. I think you have point control. You have no real advantage to push off of. You don't even have a good flank here, so I think this would be a mistake. This is a mistake. This is a mistake. What did you see that thought that you could push here? Falcons literally can just catch with Cardiac. Reaper on the angle. Brigitte holding corner. Echo holding corner. Juno, thank you so much. I think, okay, so minus you know what it is, Chad? You know what it is? Raccoon did this on their attack, on the retake, and because it was so perfectly synced and set up, it worked really well. But the difference here is I think Falcon's setup is a little bit more spaced, more angle pilled. Because guys, this is okay. So okay. Do you see the off angles here? Do you see it? Do you not see the off angles here, guys? This is dive. It's just less. They're just as many angles here. It's just they're not as far away from each other. Do you not see the angles? Look. I mean, look at that. That is dive comp just on mini form, right? Look at that. Reaper crossfire, Brigitte here, Echo here, right? This is dive. This is dive. And this is in a hive mind right here. Right? There's not really a good setup. To be fair to Crazy Raccoon, there isn't a really good angle that they could set up with their DPS, right, to push through this choke, which is why I think it's a mistake. Think of the gifted subs, GK. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So this is dive. You Cardiac, this is Smurf. You have proper on the angle burning everything, right? Anything walks through. Lip can't even properly push because he's got to worry about proper, right? You catch this guy and Junbin dies. Junbin should die here. Junbin should die here. There's nothing to connect on. And I know why they're doing this. I think you guys nailed it. I think they're trying to catch the backline off guard. But Falcons' backline knows this is coming. They know it's coming. They know it's coming. Now, I have no idea what happens here. But I'm telling you, on paper, this should not be a Crazy Raccoon. On paper. Mechanics obviously plays a big factor there. And there it is. Look at this. And so now they've used cooldowns to push through the choke. They got nothing. They got toasted. Everybody's low. So then Falcons can then push their advantage with speed ring. And that's the aspect of this Mauga comp that's special. Because you have that Juno, really the Juno comp. You have the ability to speed. So you're able to not just take advantages, you're actually able to take advantages and secure kills. There it is. Right there. Secure space. Phenomenal setup and catch there from Falcons. My question is, I just don't know why Crazy Raccoon felt the need to push there. You have the map control, you have the space control. If you want to set up a push, to me it makes more sense to set it up here-ish, where you can have more angles to set up. Now maybe the corner is a bit weird, but you could do more things with your Reaper Echo here to allow the push. Yeah. Did they not know where proper Stalker were? No, they knew. I mean, they definitely knew. They just were trying to catch them off guard like they did last time. The difference is that Falcon's spacing was significantly better. Their angles and spacing compared to the last first retake. So just, I mean, honestly, just really great job from Falcons. Like, just really, really well.
You're going to see lots of damage, a few kills. The Falcons taking the point.
Maybe ult track miscalculation? Could have thought they had Echo at ult. I don't think so. I don't think anyone would have expected an ultimate there. Yeah, so the ult situation was just totally naked, which is why I'm questioning this. Okay, so now Crazy Raccoon, pretty much an even ult fight here. I think Falcons definitely has a bit of an advantage for sure here. So then let's look at how Falcons plays it. Speed ring early. What do you guys predict? With the actions that you're seeing here, can we see Fielder's positioning here? Fielder's the linchpin, right? Fielder's the linchpin. What do you guys predict being done here? What do you see? Fielder, I think, is here. What do you think? Feels pretty close from Fielder, no? Fielder feels pretty close, no? To me, okay, so, and remember, angles, guys. Angles. We're angling. Great Falcons is angling. Look. Mauga Brigitte corner. This guy back here. This guy here, right? From Falcon's setup, it looks like they're fighting. They're not backing up. We are matching you on the nose right now with how Fielder's being positioned here. So I'm going to predict Chiyo ult and then fill in the blank. We'll see. I think there's a lot of different ways to look at this. I think your Reaper's not set up for Death Blossom, so not Death Blossom. I don't think it's a good angle for Echo, so not Echo. So we might just see a rally layered on top, and then kind of use that as your and then we'll see as this fight evolves. Smurf's going to commit. Now, I'm surprised to see that, excuse me. Maybe he thinks Chorong or Shu are too close, but they don't have the setup for that commit. So there's the Wraith. They're going to try to push off. Yeah, so they are trying to push off of it with Death Blossom. But it doesn't feel quite as well. Yeah, see... Dude, do you see it? We can predict the outcome. Why does this not work from Smurf? What's wrong with this push from Smurf? Where were we set up to fight? Where were our angles? Right here. Where is my Reaper? Where is my Echo? You know what I'm saying? We're not set up for here. So when Smurf walks through the choke, now he's the one getting angled on. Proper Stalker, I actually don't even know where Stalker is. Maybe Stalker's flanking. Maybe that was the play. Yeah, no, Stalker's here. I think Stalker's here. Yeah, it's not a good push. It's not a good push. So this should be a massive old advantage win for Falcons, but instead it's becoming a mess. It's a mess. Right. So Crazy Raccoon or Falcons tried to NA hive mind without a setup, and then they're getting punished for it. So this is a mess. And this is where I think really it just comes down to mechanics. It comes down to who died versus who died. Falcons maybe hangs on here based off of just old economy alone. But yeah.
Really weak players there for Crazy Raccoon, and there's no way you're going to just kind of barrel into the Reaper.
Yeah, so what's happening is my prediction why a lot of these teams are prioritizing going first is because I think you can cheat your setup with your Reaper Echo with teleport and flight. Like, you can just go, right? And I also think hitting slam is so powerful that it can cheat the system, and we've already seen that a couple of times. But I am going to keep nitpicking it as I see fit. So, for example, there, I would have preferred if Falcons pushing through the choke. I would have preferred a Reaper hiding. That's what I would have preferred. I think they would have known he was missing, but I think I would have preferred a Reaper hiding in this room. I would have loved to have had a Reaper in this room right here. You have a Reaper in this room right here or an Echo in that room, I think this play works. Especially given the fact that we had copy. I mean, maybe Echo is even the better one just because you know that you're not going to get punished in there. That would have been my preference to make that look pretty. Messy, messy, messy. Okay.
And there's no way you're going to just kind of barrel into the Reaper, even though he doesn't have great...
They also maybe push to keep crazy Raccoon out of their Juno ultimate. Yeah, maybe that's something that they develop in scrims. That's true.
For like damage at range to deal with the Echo. Still, you're gonna...
What is Crazy Raccoon's plan here? I think they're building Echo ult here and looking for a push off to the height. Nice stickies, holy crap. Like this kind of stuff, like I cannot understate how important this kind of stuff is. Like look at that prediction. He hits full stickies, Chiyo's low, Stalker's low, hits Fielder too. And this really just, it's little things like that, right? Like that peeking the angle, launching the stickies and hitting, it just really puts you down. It really puts you down. And then now he can take the height. And then now, do you see the angles? Now, what is Chorong? It's a little close. What does Chorong back off from? Chorong's on the angle here. Oh, he just procs Inspire and disengages. Good catch. Wow, good catch. He needed cardiac. He didn't get it. He's going to die. He's going to get hooked. I actually really like the cage fight versus copy matchup because you can basically insta-force and he can't even wraith. You notice that? So if you cage fight the Reaper, he can't even wraith, so you basically get him out instantly and then you kill the Echo inside. I think that's like an ultimate matchup thing, whereas like Juno ult is really good versus cage fight. Maybe cage fight does really good versus copy. No, it's Juno. Juno is enabling this kind of meta, this style of meta. That being said, let's look at Falcon's setup here. You think I'm getting coaching would be beneficial even though no mechanics aren't great? Yeah, probably. Yeah, for sure. It's not the best synchronized push, I will say. Like, for example, do you see, who's mispositioned here? Who's mispositioned here? Asking the salesman if she'd buy his product. True. Yeah, I think Lip is mispositioned. I don't want to blame Lip here, but this is why coordination, even mid-fight, is so important. Because this could work if you had Junbin and Lip inside this cage fight now. Because you could just murk Smurf. And so what happens is that the timing is off, and so then by the time Reaper's in, it's too late, right? You have to synchronize your pressure. Whereas if you look at Falcons, there are 3 people shooting here. Look at the Mauga, Reaper, and Echo spacing. Look at that. 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 Perfectly synchronized. Perfectly. I mean, this isn't just Reaper Gene though, guys, right? Like, I mean, I think that we can criticize Lip for some other things, you know? Maybe there's some other Reaper mistakes that he's making, but the big one for me is just the fact that there's just team coordination issues. Let's focus on that. And that's not necessarily Lip's problem. This is a mid-fight push. This is hard.
You're going to have Rally and Orbital Ring. Both your damage dealer ults.
This should be an unwinnable fight.
You're going to have absolutely nothing to work with. It's going to be...
You're going to go early? Or are they going to bait that they're going to go early? They don't have to set up for it. That builds Juno ult, and they should just Juno ult. Bam, there it is. So they're going to commit Juno ult. They're going to commit. Yeah, this is just... There it is. And also check it. They don't... Look at this. Bless! They don't just push. They could just push because they know I have a massive ultimate advantage. Do you see what I see? Okay, look. Freaking proper on the cut. Nobody's going to know this son of a gun's here. Bam! And everyone's dead. Pincer. Perfect. That's it. Nicely done. Nicely done. Okay, so, I hope that you guys are getting a little bit of respect for how this is executed and how this is done. Hey, there's my goat Avril. Hello, Avril. Because this, I mean, Falcons are the better team right now. They're the better team. They're like not in that. They're also, I think, consistently. They've had not just like, oh, the push pull and the macro. We've seen slightly more mechanic situations, right, where somebody makes a crazy play. Yeah, it's good stuff so far. That teleport fell so fast. I mean, yeah, that's a huge thing. Yeah, I know what you meant. I know what you meant. Yeah, that buff was huge. So we talk about the importance of setup. Are you talking about the setting up crossfires? Yes. Yes, that's all it is. Better setup is 2 things. Well, actually, that's not all it is. Playing your range and setting up an angle. So playing your range would be Fielder knowing the ult situation and spacing himself appropriately for the ult situation. We have ult advantage. I can play closer. We have ult disadvantage. We might be kiting, or we might be splitting, or we might be playing kind of gank mode. I need to space myself. We're expecting to get pushed, right? And then the angle or the range is basically setting up, or the crossfire is we are committing to a push, or we think they might commit to a push. So we're going to stop you from pincering us, or we're going to pincer you. Falcons are better in the meta. Crazy Raccoon are better. I mean, yeah, I don't. You guys know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. There's just a different, and I think also as well, like Crazy Raccoon felt more often off tempo. And by off tempo, I don't mean faster or slower. I mean everybody's on the same tempo. We're not, you know, it's even that last fight there. GKB, exclamation mark coaching, or you can message me directly, yes. Although I might not respond in a while because I will be busy next week. Why so much Mauga? We talked about that earlier. Mauga's more just kind of following the meta and not really enabling it.
Around the middle point of the map here. And one thing was noted that Crazy Raccoon were less interested in being the instigators in that last.
Okay, let's see how these setups look. Proper takes his angle on top with Brigitte. I love the little Brig angle up there. Man, this is messy. I love this freaking angle from Proper. Holy crap. Did they just cardiac him in? They did. They just cardiaced him in. How? Okay, what? Okay, man, I wish we had an overhead here. I wish we had an overhead to see what was going on. Reaper for Reaper. And Reaper swings wide left. I think his Mauga eats the stickies. And it's just they get the Reaper angles sooner. He gets the angles. I mean, look at the setup. Oh, bless. This is, look at this! Look at it! Look at it! He gives him cardiac, and then my brother just leaves. Like, dude, look. Look at the health pools. Look at the health pools. Live review on Twitch is way better than YouTube. Maybe. The problem is that skipping 10 or 15 seconds with the arrow keys on Twitch is really annoying. So good. So good. So much distraction here. So many crossfires, right? It's just incredible, right? And even though Hanbin gets isolated here, I like Crazy. Like, see, this is the thing. You can sell Hanbin. Hanbin created the space. Hanbin created the havoc that allowed his team to get the angles so that they're going to take the main advantage and the point advantage.
Falcons confident enough still to move to the point without their tank.
Yeah,
beautiful.
You can't exactly push in without your Reaper, right? You lose your Reaper early on there. For Crazy Raccoon, there's no way you're going to extend your Mauga.
No old advantage here, chat. I love you. So,
my chat.
Oh man, this is where map advantage is good to know. I think pushing through this space is really bad. I think we'll probably see some angles on high ground here, and then like playing around point, trying to set up. There's some decent fun stuff your Reaper and Echo can do on point here. Let's see. Yeah, see, they're trying to poke out the Reaper. There's the cardiac used early. Echo takes top. Mauga's knocked into each other. But Stalker, where the frick is Stalker? Stalker goes over the top. Yeah, he's saying cheats. You guys know the term, right? You guys know the term. He cheats for the kill on Hanbin, who's low. Stalker instead says, screw shooting your tank. I'm going to kill the guy cheating. And so Hanbin might die here, but will it again be worth it for the angles? Will it be worth it for the map control? Maybe. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Oh no! Okay. They got Juno ult first. They got Juno ult first. That's it. GG's. So Hanbin keeps dying for his team, but they got Juno ult first, so they win the messy fight.
60%, a little bit higher, 61 for Falcons. And
okay.
For Crazy Raccoon, they just gotta get one.
So cheating for the kill basically means you give up your off angle and just run into the middle of the enemy team to get a kill. Because you had both Maugas on their back, so he's just going to get in there and get the kill, which means that he got shot from above and killed by the enemy Echo really easily. It's a calculated risk. It's not a mistake. It's just a calculated risk, and it paid off there.
On stage playing a lot of the same maps. You've lost all of them. Just getting a map win, regardless of any way you do it, right?
What's the spacing for Crazy Raccoon looking like, chat? Do you see it? That's Brig right there. Brig Echo. What's the spacing? What's the spacing? What kind of tempo are we looking at here? Too far, right. So, yes, exactly. So we'll see a pincer. We'll see play slow for ults. We'll see off angle. We'll see kite. Right. So for Falcons, what can you not do? What should Falcons not do right now? See if you guys can get this one. Yeah, we've been thinking about that, Poke. What should they not do? What should they not do? They're too far away. They're not committing on the corner. If Brig was here, different story, right? Yeah, no, right, exactly. You need to take space. You need to go, but you shouldn't necessarily pop an ultimate. Now, why? Why would you not pop an ultimate here? Because here's a question. Okay, what's the disadvantage of playing far away with Brigitte Echo? And even it looks like what's the disadvantage of playing debate? What's the disadvantage? Why is this bad? I mean, it's good, but it's also bad. It makes it can run away easier, right? Very easy, right? They don't get slammed. But the problem is this, there's no whip shot, there's no inspire, there's no damage. It's harder to hit your shots, right? So basically what's happening is they're giving up their choke control for the ability to not get rushed on. So for Falcons, you don't need to ult to get out of the choke. They're too far away, so you're good. Just walk to the corner here. Then you evaluate and press the shoot. So what we're likely to see if Falcons plays this one correctly, we'll see how, okay, they're walking forward. So now, what should Falcons do? You see that? Chorong went from here. They're walking. Oh, now. So it looks like Crazy Raccoon is again trying to go through the choke, and I don't know if they have a setup for this. Do they have a setup for this, Chad? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, so they just Reaper teleport on main. I don't think this is going to be good. Do Falcons have an offing on this choke? Let's see. Where's Reaper? Oh, they do. I think Reaper's here. So this, on paper, should be good for Team Falcons. On paper. Because Crazy Raccoon is walking through the choke into an off-angled pincer. Oh, frick me, dude. What a slam from Hanbin. Hanbin's like, oh yeah, you coming? Okay, you coming? Okay, here we go. Boom! Boom, daddy! Lip gets smoked. Catch with rally copy. Cage fights used. What a mess. Oh my gosh, chat. What the frick just happened on my screen? Okay, I'm exposed. What happens? This should work? It doesn't. Why doesn't it work? Slam. Rally is used. Copy is used. Cage fight. Death Blossom just outside. So cage fight. Okay, so this is again a micro interaction. The cage fight is such that you cannot bash the Death Blossom because the Brigitte can't bash. You understand? So I like Falcon's position for this. Who's the fraud? Who's the fraud, chat? Who's the fraud? Does anyone want to know? There's one person that's a fraud. There's one person that screwed up and allowed this 4-ult extravaganza from Crazy Raccoon to work. No. It's Fielder. Let me explain why. What is Fielder's responsibility here? Just pop rally. You got a cardiac Mauga on you with cage fight. Reaper ult. Well, actually, more than that. Remember we talked about this. Why is Lip and Heesang, why are they allowed to Reaper ult? Remember? Cage fight. Fielder has to bash Junbin. He has to. He has to. So right here, this Mauga has ult. You must bash this Mauga. If you do not, then you will open up this and this to execute.
Hanbin trying to reposition. There is
Now, I am still curious why Junbin is not taking more damage and why other people aren't taking more damage. That is true. But that is a mistake on Fielder. That is a micro mistake on Fielder. Yes, you can. You can react. In fact, well, yeah, you'll have to wait and see. So, I don't, honestly, obviously Crazy Raccoon threw the kitchen sink at that one, just like the Falcons did. But hey, they cheated the system. They did set it up with a kind of a weak Reaper TP, but it worked.
Focus fire him down really fast. That time it's on the opposite end, right? Stalker gets taken out right away. Heesang able to live for a while there on the Reaper to make it work.
Back to brass tacks now as Crazy Raccoon have control the
Crucial thing here is that they have cage fight here, so basically this feels like Crazy Raccoon knows they're screwed, so they're just gonna try to catch Fielder with his pants down. And I can't tell if they do or not. What the frick is happening on my screen? Are they just flanking? I don't know where anybody is. I think that they just go kill the Brigitte on her own. I think he just teleports. And I think the Echo just comes from the top ropes. Holy crap. This just feels like Crazy Raccoon knowing that they're screwed because they don't have cage fight, and so they just try to make the most of it. It was a good try. It was a good try.
Crazy Raccoon, give this fight up.
How does Proper just get into your backline and kill both supports? I mean, you give up one of your own, right? You give up Chiyo if Fielder's still alive, but man, the value that Proper gets there, right? A TP into the backline, just basically deletes Chorong from existence and then deals with Shu pretty easily. I mean, you gotta keep these two players alive for Crazy Raccoon if you're even gonna have a chance.
Top of there, backed up by Junbin.
Two players alive for Crazy Raccoon if you're even gonna have a chance.
Top of there, backed up by
What is he going for? Is he going for Brig again?
Gonna have a chance.
What the frick is he going for?
I mean, you gotta keep these two players
Junbin.
alive for Crazy Raccoon if you're even gonna have a chance.
Or is he going for Reaper? I think he's just trying to cut off the Brig.
Backed up by Junbin, who goes in for the jump.
I have no idea what is going on here. I don't know why we're just ignoring field. I think they're just hard calling. I don't know what they're hard calling here. Yeah, it just looks like Crazy Raccoon just panic pushes, and because obviously they're fighting without Reaper. Odd push there. I'm not sure what they're looking for. It looked like maybe like Reaper. I actually don't know.
Not enough to get the first flashpoint. Falcons start with the lead.
Yeah, it's like a lose-lose situation there, right? Somebody needs to go and contest the point. Lip obviously has the best.
No, Fielder definitely a fraud.
The issue is
failing to cancel one cage fight,
right? Without Lip being there, right? So he gets the point, you know, gets on it, is working towards.
Yeah, I know the winner of this.
Flipping it, but the rest of the team dies. Falcons easily goes and retains that first flashpoint.
Hanbin here just to reposition back.
Yeah, I don't know what he saw there. I think there was just like an urgency. Okay, what do you think about Falcons setup, chat? So first off, grade intentions. Like, what do you think Falcons is intending to do this fight? And how good do you think that they're doing at it? Look at Chorong's position. You just saw Fielder off to our right, off my face cam. So, what do you guys think? I'm predicting Juno, which will be answered with Rally, Reaper Echo, complete mess. Here it comes. Oh, they're going to go in hard. No way. Wow. Wow. Now, why is this likely? Not likely, but why does this have a high chance of working? They just went in right now with Reaper ult. The timing is not even all that good, right? Like, it's not perfect, right? It's not coordinated with his slam. Echo's not even on an angle here. But why does this work? Who's, quote-unquote, out of position for this? No rally, but not only that, because Crazy Raccoon wants to push with Juno ult, look at where Chorong is. He's right freaking here. Everybody's in this clump ready to push, and Falcons goes, boo! Surprise! This could be big. This could be big. They were not spaced for this at all. They were spaced to push, so they were clumped, no angle. And then Falcons looks like they're spreading, you know, and then bam! I think this could work. I think this could work. It does. Rally to sustain. Hanbin needs to live. He does. Fielder needs to live. He doesn't. Copy is forced. Juno ult used in response. A giant freaking mess. Death Blossom. Ah! I can't see anything! Cage fights used, rallies used. Crazy Raccoon wins it. Whoa! Okay, we gotta look at this again. I gotta look at this again. So they set tempo. Major problem here. I think Fielder needed to pop rally now and combo. I think that what they're playing this is not honest Overwatch. This is just gank style, right? I think you combo ults and just catch them with the pants on. I think you pop rally right now and you kill everybody right now. Bam! In their face. Kill them. Brigitte, counter bash, knock her down, kill her. I also think that for this play to work, you needed this and this to happen sooner. It just isn't timed well enough. So by the time that he's here, the Juno ult is already here. Stickies miss. Hanbin takes a ton of damage from the damage boosted Mauga. And so it's an interesting idea, and it's not a bad plan. It just obviously needed to be executed better. And I also think Stalker, I don't think does anything with these stickies. Like, was he going for Juno who just died? I think that was it. Yeah, he just goes for Juno who just dies, right? So that kind of sucks. It happens, right? But yeah, it's not good enough. Yes, I've considered it, Bagel. Chiyo isn't ready for the push. I mean, you don't want Chiyo in the heat of it necessarily, right? I think Chiyo's okay. Maybe Chiyo could have swung her angle a little wider, but yeah. Has Lip gotten a single Death Blossom kill? I think the Death Blossom was honestly fine. It did its job. It split proper, it split Hanbin, it was also damage boosted. I actually think the Death Blossom from Lip there is one of the reasons why the push didn't work so well. You know, kill feed, we can't be kill feed readers here, you know what I'm saying? So main thing is that Fielder pops rally, but pops it too late, and then also doesn't live. Like, this is the problem with Fielder's Brigitte here. He's popping rally now, and then going in, when in reality, he needs to pop rally and just live. If he wanted to go in, he had to synchronize it. So it's a desync on the push from both the Reaper and then the Brig afterwards. So now Fielder's taking a 4v1 by himself. This is a mistake from Fielder again. This is a mistake of tempo, and it's also not well played by Fielder there either. He just needs to live. If Fielder lives here, they win this fight. If Fielder holds his bash and holds his corner, maybe he bashes out, they win this fight. Yeah, there's a serious desync here. Not to throw Fielder under the bus again, but I think he tosses this again. Not all on Fielder's shoulders there, for sure. But yeah. Good response by Crazy Raccoon. They recovered really quickly, and I do want to again say it again. I want to say it again. What did Chorong do? Did Chorong bash out? Really good response from Junbin, and honestly, pretty darn good Death Blossom from Lip. Yeah, I mean, really, it's a good Death Blossom from Lip. It's a good one. It's a huge split. He pops it inside of his Juno ult. He kind of kills the push. Yeah, this is good. I mean, this is a total mess, but I think Crazy Raccoon earned it. I mean, they had to work for it, but hey.
And Falcons kind of got the action they wanted there, right?
Yeah, Hanbin had to leave because he was desynced on the push. He needed a hit at the same time, you know? And so then he's fighting a damage boosted Mauga and a damage boosted Reaper. Of course he's going to get murked.
The later orbital ray, they kind of push on in, but that time it's a really nice cage play plus a rally there from Chorong. They're able to actually kind of use some of the pillars to get away from that Death Blossom that Stalker had in dupe, you know, avoid a lot of that damage. Use the rally to keep everybody top up and inside that cage.
And Shu right at the start of the fight is crazy. how the Raccoons were able to bounce back.
Right.
I mean, obviously, you know what Falcons are going to do. They're going to build a cage, and they're going to 3-2-1. Now, they need to clear angles before they do so. So we might see kind of like a pincer push here and a pincer push from here, or maybe they'll send in a Reaper TP or something like that. But Chorong spacing is really important here. Now, chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe I just said this, but does Cage Fight cancel Reaper Wraith? I'm going to get some water. Give me a second. You can't leave it, though? Okay, that's good to know. Oh, you can't bash is what I'm thinking. Gotcha. Okay, so then Lip's probably not too scared of Cage Fight. Unless he gets his Wraith Force, then he's really scared. Chorong just needs to keep his space. Let's see how crazy Raccoon sets up. I like the setup. Do you see the angles? Ah! This is how it plays. Look at this, right? You're not going to win the fight grouped, right? You can't even kite properly if grouped. Like, actually, they're probably not even playing the kite at all. This is like 1, 2, pocket here. Don't tell me this isn't all grouped up garbage. Like, just stop talking. This is how Overwatch is played. Screw off. So the question here is, what do you do if you're Falcons? What should Falcons do here? What should Falcons do here? Because this is a mistake from Falcons, I think, with what I'm seeing. What should Falcons do? My thought is I want to see a hit squad. Because Juno's here, I want to see a hit squad of Mauga controlling this here. And I want to see like Echo with double pocket from Juno and Brigitte from here. Clear these guys this way. Right? Not even kill them, just clear them this way. Then cage fight here. This is kind of a lot of what Capitology was talking about in this video. Yeah, you can clear this side pretty easily because this Juno is so far away. Because remember what we saw with the previous fight, a couple fights ago, where if they're playing super split, it's pretty easy to ISO and clear one space. So I hope that Falcons doesn't just run it down. They might make it work, but yeah, so they're trying to clear. They're trying to clear. Yeah, see? They're trying to clear. Look at the hit squad. Speed ring, push, and then Reaper, Echo, Juno takes the fight here, and Brigitte holds the corner here. They're going to try to push. Hanbin's going to try to catch, and he does. And because Fielder's on the angle right here, he doesn't die to the push. You notice that? I mean, that's pretty darn good. I want to give credit to both teams here. This is the only way for Crazy Raccoon to win. Was a kind of a gamble push with a little bit of a split, right? And it was and Falcons was ready for it, and they responded perfectly. This is really well done from both teams. Really well played. Really well played from both teams. That is good Overwatch right there. Both Crazy Raccoon recognizes the situation, knows that they have to try something a little bit aggressive to win. They can't kite it out completely. And Falcons expects the shenanigans and sets up appropriately. That is a really clean fight. I think that's what you want to see right there.
But you eventually lose Heesang and Lift.
About as good of a result as you can expect for Raccoon. Full kiting is hard. Yeah, good stuff. Uh-oh. What's the word? What's the Spilo word, guys? What's the Spilo word? What's the Spilo word? What is Falcons doing here? What are they doing? No, not one.
But you're going to be able to even this up though if you're Falcons.
Cropper's going to get caught here. Comes out with a blossom instead. Okay.
Yeah, it's cheating, exactly. They're skipping the angles, they're just going. Now, is there an advantage to cheating? Is there an advantage to cheating? Do you see the advantage to cheating? Look carefully. Look carefully. What do you guys see? When you have ultimates, sure. What do you see? Who's in a seriously bad spot because they were not expecting this? Yeah. Shu. I know Chorong is a little spooked too, but especially Shu. Look. You see what I'm saying? So he has to speed ring himself, which then means that he's not near far enough to live this. So this is where the cycle, like you catch Crazy Raccoon napping, and yeah, you don't have any angles, all right? But they were not ready for this. They were not expecting the fight to happen here. I mean, this has probably happened to you guys in your ranked games before, right? Some teams tries to, like, catches you off guard spawn camping, and you just get caught in like a really bad spot because you didn't know that you were fighting there, right? Now it's still expensive, and if Crazy Raccoon had had anything to respond with, it probably wouldn't have worked. Rally, Juno, anything like that, right? They're still losing a lot of. They're getting traded here pretty hard, right? Which is what you'd expect. In fact, I don't even know if they're gonna win this. Okay, it looks like yes, barely. But you can see how messy that was because of the cheating. I'm just more curious why they did that. I don't know if that's just because they thought that there was a window of time where they didn't have support ults. I don't. It's not a bad play. It's just I would never go look at that ult situation and think that that's the proper play. So I don't want to overread into this. Sometimes pro players just feel it, you know. But I want to be very clear that that's not like brilliant Overwatch. It's high risk, high reward. Maybe in a situation where that wasn't even necessary, arguably. The timing was good though. That was the timing. The team play was much better. What is Chorong doing? What the frick, dude? What is he doing? Am I going crazy? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They speed ring rally N. Not super well synchronized. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like this, everything has to be married to honestly to a Mauga slam. I prefer a Mauga slam, right? Especially when you're committing it with support ults. But then freaking Chorong bashes in. What is Chorong doing, man? Chorong! It's rally! It's rally! I know he's used bash, but it's rally! What are you doing, sir? I don't get that at all. He should have died there. He should have died there. Because if he bashes out, this is actually like, look at the pincer approach from this, right? You got to rally. Like, it's actually like Falcons are kind of cooked here. And this means that they Juno ult, but yeah. They actually, Crazy Raccoon was actually perfectly set up to kite and counter that. But two things go wrong here, which makes this a lot messier than it should be. Chorong bashes in for goodness knows why. And then also, Shu doesn't have his ultimate yet. You see it? 92, 5, 6, 9, now. So it's like a full second lane. That's not Shu's fault. Part of it could have been like, hey guys, let's be a little bit more careful. But what it was about Lip's Death Blossom. I think it's a good Death Blossom, guys. It's a cage fight combo. And to be fair, the cage fight, he just gets melted. I think it's a good ult. I actually do. He basically pulls everyone's attention and lives. Again, you can't be a kill feed reader, right? In theory, you're inside your Juno ult. Rally is hooked inside cage fight, so it can't be canceled. The only problem is that Lip took a lot of damage prior to that. I think here, if any, you can actually blame Chorong for Lip dying here, because this is where Chorong should be playing a lot more aggressively, maybe even popping Rally, right, to be able to keep his guy up. I think this is okay from Lip. Now, they still cheated, and they still had a decent setup, did Crazy Raccoon, so this still could go either way.
Another wild charge in there, and Heesang is doing his darndest to try and take them in this fight, but Junbin eventually succumbs, and Falcons
not a well-executed push by Falcons, but individual errors from Raccoon really screws it up.
See Falcons doing this to Crazy Raccoon right now just shows what, like, they're on such another level, right? You win this.
I don't know how good Lip's Reaper is. I'm just saying the ults so far have been like pretty logical, right? Like the way that you're using Reaper ult is either to deny pushes or enable pushes. And the key thing is more about tracking the variables like bash, tracking the variables like, you know, am I playing in the middle of the open, right? I think the Reaper ults have been relatively okay. I think you still could be right that his Reaper's bad. It could be mechanics aren't there. It could be his initial spacing isn't good. I would need to look more, even target priority, right?
And every time Junbin charges in, it feels like he's being exploited. Hanbin's catching him in a...
This spacing is really spooky from Chorong here. Maybe they mistrack ults, but he's got to be really careful here. So they're going to push, but do you see the difference in the spacing here? even though Crazy Raccoon doesn't have any ultimates, Falcons still know that they might do this kind of shenanigans, right? The speed ring commit, right? So we got to be ready to catch that push, and that's exactly what happens. You see it? Check it. Check it. You see? Look at Proper's angle. Look at the Echo angle. You see it? Look at the Brigitte spacing, pocketing her Echo, pocketing her Reaper, spacing herself. Juno, Echo. You guys can't see Echo over here, but yeah. This is good. This is a nice setup. If you're Raccoon here, I don't understand why you push. I understand thinking, okay, we have an ultimate disadvantage coming up here. We need to kind of make something happen. But this is just lazy pushing. How would you set up this push to be better, chat? Wait. No. I'm a liar, chat. I'm a liar. Do you see Lip? Lip teleports here. That's actually pretty decent. Let's check. So Lip teleports. Okay, I know who the fraud is. I think I know who the fraud is, Chad. Who's the fraud? Who's the fraud? Who's the fraud? Watch carefully. I bet you guys won't get it. This is a tough one. See if you guys got it. It's not Lip. Lip actually gets a nice angle, good pressure on backline. Who's the fraud? Can you guys spot it? Yeah, it's Heesang. What is Heesang positioned for right now? Now don't say, oh, he should be on it. What is Heesang positioned for right now? What is his best target choice with where he's at right now? Yes. It's Hanbin or Proper. Yes. So this is where you need Heesang to dump stickies here or here and burn this. Heesang is literally inside his Mauga, right? So you either need Heesang to swing wide here and shoot here, or just full commit here. The problem is dude, even Chorong, like look at Chorong, right? So Chorong actually goes to clear and stuffs this angle this way and packs his Reaper. This is good. This gets a check mark from me, check mark from me, check mark from me. Shu, I don't know where his torpedoes are. That's the key thing. So torpedoes must happen now. So you could probably point some cooldown mismanagement here. The problem is Heesang is, look at where Heesang goes. Remember the target priority, guys. Target priority. What's target priority? It's convenience. So he flies all the way in, too far away in the open, realizes he can't make it, and then just kind of dumps Squishy on a corner. He does end up hitting a couple on Chiyo, but he just doesn't do any damage. Whereas Proper is murking Junbin right now. This is, if you dump stickies here in lifesteal on either the Mauga or the Reaper, this is a pretty equal trade. So it's not where Heesang goes. It's the fact that he even goes anywhere. He should have just stayed and shot. Or maybe committed on the angle with this way with Brigitte. I just think his approach is poor here. If you get cardiac stickies on Reaper, then I think there's value there. Heesang got low by Stalker stickies. I know. But that's partly because he was standing on top of his tank, which he should have been. And then even if he is, he needs to shoot what's in front of him. Basically, you have a cycle of pressure. Remember, chat, it's not about who you're shooting necessarily. It's about where you are, okay? So if you're here, you need to do damage here. If he had wanted to go for this, if the plan was always to go for backline, then where did Heesang need to be right now? If the plan was to go for backline, where should Heesang be right now? In my opinion, it should be somewhere here. I think exactly, with Brigitte ready to go here or ready to go up and over. I think he sits back here and then tries to run to backline. Too late, mate. Too late. It's too far. Yeah, I mean, you guys are saying left. Like, if you wanted a hard flank, I guess you could do that as well, you know, but probably not even necessary, to be honest with you guys. So, Little micro mistake as well. I want to point out, like, Stalker stickies on Junbin turning the corner, so, like, legitimately kills this push because Junbin loses his armor before the trade even happens. But, I mean, this is just the difference between, you know, you have a cardiac Reaper in your face, your Reaper's in backline. I just don't think it's worth. Heesang gets the kill on Stalker, so I guess I'm just a hater, but I'm telling you, that's why Junbin dies. That's why Junbin dies, and that's why I think they're going to lose this fight. I know this is pretty advanced stuff, but the TLDR of it is that you have to set up your pushes. If you learn nothing from that, if your plan is we don't have ults, we need to commit and do something silly, then why is Heesang in the backline? Lip set up there, very reasonable. Completely solos in his backline. Chorong clears out the angle. Junbin forces the counter stomp. Again, I want to point out that Shu needed torpedoes there. He didn't have torpedoes. That may have been a small thing. Oh, they're ganking. Look at the timing again, right? Everyone's looking at the Mauga running in first from this right side. Echo's even playing far back, right? But bam. They were not ready for that at all. That's a great point. Yeah, I think Falcons really likes this. They like the whole, you're not ready for us to do this. That's consistently been a theme for them, but they're setting it up better. That's the difference.
How do you even see a path here now? For Crazy Raccoon. It's really behind.
Now, how are Falcons going to space this? You kind of need to play this quote-unquote slow. You need to space this with your Brigitte until she gets rallied. They're going to poke heavily on the trade. Oh no, they're just going to go. They're going hard. Pincer with the Reaper. Cardiac's used already. They really are reaching in this rally. Look at this, guys. Field is legit bashing across the entire map. My guy is going them. They hit them on the rotation. The difference is that, like, this tempo is, I'm not gonna lie, this tempo is kind of silly from Falcons, but at least they're using the Reaper to set it up. That's the key thing. Both teams, like even Lip, the previous fight, like, I'm nitpicking Raccoon for not optimizing their echo angle, but this is still better than half of the stuff that we saw from the NA teams, and this is why these teams are in finals. Yes, I think it's as simple as Heesang needed to do more there.
By the Falcons. Yeah, but now you're going to be able to come back here for Falcons. You're going to have... Gets him involved with Chiyo getting picked up by the focusing beam. Stalker doesn't get to spend much time in Mauga form there. And Fielders rally, helping Falcons stay nice and
I don't know what they see here. Is it? It must be Juno ult. It must be like, yo, let's just go. Juno ult. Oh no. Do you see it? 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 Why is Falcons running here? Whose spacing is wrong? Whose spacing is wrong? Yeah, speed ring, number one. Good catch. But yeah, Chorong's too close. Chorong is too close. I know why he's close, because he has rally, but he needs his team to play around him. His team is not playing around him. Look at the spacing here. This guy's cooked. This guy should be cooked. Juno ult now. Ah! No! I can't predict it. Okay, you know what? You know what? This just goes to prove, this goes to prove that this is not a mechanically free matchup. If this was just chess, then this would never happen. So what happens? Bro, what happens to Pro? Wait, what happens? What the frick happens? So Proper runs it down. He gets stomped. Dude, look at Proper's HP. Bam. Crit stomped. Goodbye. Stalker. Dude, he gets stomped too. Freaking Hanbin. Or freaking Junbin, sorry. Bam! Just freaking crit stomps 2 DPS players and kills them. And then now, because Falcons tries to cheat and run it down, they actually get the smoke. I think he just got shot. I think he just got shot by Echo, honestly. Yeah, because you can see. Yeah, you can see he's saying like the ultra is going up pretty high here. I think it's Echo. Now I want to point something out again. This is kind of how Falcons likes to play. They really seem to like finding and just pushing cheap advantages, even if they don't always set it up correctly. So they're cheating a lot. We've seen that consistently, but they're at least recognizing situations in which cheating makes sense, which is specifically support heroes being too close, whether that's Juno or Brigitte. Okay? That's the key thing here. So this is risky, let's not lie here, but it's understandable. The point here is that they didn't actually clear first. If you want my opinion on the optimal read in this situation, ignore the land nerves, ignore all that stuff, is to walk forward with Speed Ring and clear Chorong out. Force him to pop rally here and blow him up and force him out. Or force him to bash out, then pursue with Juno ult. You kind of get what I'm saying? I don't know where Lip is. He's teleporting. I think he teleports on the corner or something. No, he teleports the back line. He teleports back here. Because you can see him appear just in the bottom right, yeah. So basically, TLDR is that crazy. Falcons didn't have to force tempo here. They could have cleared, rotated, cleared Brigitte, poked out Mauga, and then committed with Juno from there from a superior space advantage. But instead, they just saw blood and went to commit. And Chorong, see, this is the difference between the Chorong rally last time, the one I was flaming him for, and the one this time. What is Chorong's job now that they're cheating to commit on him? What should Chorong do? They're cheating. They're not setting up angles. We have superior map control with our Echo and our Reaper. He needs to live, right? So watch what he does. Bash out, pop rally, hold shield. And then as things get devolved, then we walk. Even now, like, you have to be really careful of damage boosted Mauga. You can get traded. And so he lives. He does exactly what he needs to do. He catches the push. We have superior map control. I mean, that's great. That's great. I will say also the fact that it's 99, I promise you had to factor in why Falcons did that too. You see blood, you're like, dude, we win this, it's over. You know. Probably play slow for cage fight. Cage fight for cage fight. Cage fight for cage fight and Reaper. Reaper ult's not that good in cage fight if it's just the Mauga in there. So spacing is going to be very important for Falcons here.
Yeah, so this is an advantage to kind of get back into this. They just needed something to go their way.
Was trading the push for the rally there worth? I mean, you won the fight, right? They used Juno ult. The intention was to push with Juno ult. So you use 1 for 1 and you win the fight. Of course, that's always worth. So we said it earlier, caging Reaper does not prevent him from using Wraith, but it does prevent him from leaving the cage. There's the Reaper angle. I like this a lot from Falcons. I like this setup from Falcons a lot. They're going to pocket the Reaper out on the angle, and they're just going to kind of poke and poke and poke. Cage fights here, a little bit passive. They're going to Death Blossom, but do you notice the Death Blossom doesn't do anything? Oh no, Shu or Chiyo. Chiyo gets sucked. Okay, so if Chiyo had positioned, so Chiyo gets a little too close. A little too close. It was always going to be a gamble going 2 for 1, but man, they really needed Chiyo. If Chiyo doesn't get hooked in here, I think Falcons are in a great spot to win this. Fielder's able to space properly. They do have, man, maybe the setup is good enough. Yes, that's it. That's it. That's it. Wow. So even though Chiyo gets a little bit sloppy, the setup from Falcons is just superior. Basically, this is what we have. It looks like Lip tries to teleport and Death Blossom. Yeah. But then there's nobody there, right? I don't even think Death Blossom is appropriate here. I actually think just shoot and then look for like more mid-fight. But yeah, look at the setup here. From Crazy Raccoon, or from Falcons, excuse me. Good stuff. So despite Chiyo dying, the setup from Falcons, the angles from Falcons is just superior. Lip Reaper bad. That was not a great Death Blossom, I will say. A little more patience there.
Over the top, look at the touch, whip shot, shield bash, forced away, but...
Yeah, wow, this is fun. So Falcons, really liking the tempo, you know what I'm saying? They like cheating for setups, and the coordination and cohesion has been pretty good so far. Couple of individual errors, but overall, like, it seems pretty cool. But the big thing is, how good is your setup of your push? Well, Death Blossom is hard. Death Blossom is hard. No, he didn't get whipped. I'm going to finish eating this really fast and we'll go into map 3. Any questions so far? Yeah, on Saturday, DeBeast. On Saturday. Sweet potatoes, carrots, corn. It's really good. It's really good. I don't know how to describe it. It's like some potato vegetable medley thing. No, I'm not making soup. Give me 1 second, bro. How do you play Trace in this comp? Push cart. Look for angles and backline if possible. What 2 flex DPS would you recommend to practice alongside Tracer for a professional player? I mean, I don't know. Professional meta has been very much in flux the last 6 months. Very, very, very much in flux. You've got Venture, you've got Reaper, you've got Echo, you've had occasionally Genji. Trying to think what else. You can see flashes of Mei. It's been pretty diverse. Do you know how to cook rice? Yes. What do you think the biggest problem with Crazy Raccoon has been so far? Felt like some synchronization issues on Heesang Tower. Like not quite as tight at Crazy Raccoon. Yeah, it feels a lot of like the synchronization just would be the biggest thing. Hey, Grandma. Grandma's ashes. The Mauga comp for Tracer? What? What do you mean? I would not play Tracer. Tracer would just basically be constant harassment from the off-angles, playing around Cardiac to utilize your pulse spawn. If they don't have Cardiac, you're pretty free to use, or Wraith, you're pretty free to use pulse spawn. Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of it's comfort heroes as well, Sarah Lee. So, like, basically think about it this way. It's a lot harder to focus on macro when you're not as good at the micro. Like, if there is a Mauga comfort diff, a Reaper comfort diff, an Echo or Juno or Brig comfort diff, stuff like that. I do think that there's been some questions about, like, stuff like torpedo timing. Chorong hasn't been the hero all the time either. Yeah. So I got proper for Happy on this map. I mean, Happy historically has been at least... I mean, Happy's really freaking good on Widowmaker. Now, We're also going off of old information. So I think like these guys have a much more accurate, obviously, insight as to how good Happy is on Widow right now. And I can tell you that Happy is a very, 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 very good hit scan. Very good hit scan. I know Proper's a great hit scan too, but I don't see this as being like a dumb mistake. These guys clearly know. Better than Pepper? No, obviously not. Okay, let's go. Dive.
Right here, trace the Widowmaker, mirrored comps.
Yeah, I mean, you can't sort out a win, right? With Lip on Widowmaker and Shu on Ana. I don't know what else you can do.
Might be the best look here for this Raccoon's roster. Chiyo pops into that.
I love the
side,
Hydro Seek, man. It's crazy.
Likely inhabiting the bridge. Some poke down here from both our tanks. Smurf is currently looking for an opening and waiting for Stalker to be in position to make some kind of dive happen.
Funny. What a nade. Wow. Pincer dive from the Winston and a flank nade from the Ana. That's incredible.
Also affected by that.
Yeah, it's more like the biggest thing there is that Junbin gets hit right. It kind of forces him back. Going to allow Smurf to take control.
Happy assisting the mark on Cart. It's a great way to catch Heesang off guard, but it obviously does make you predictable and pingable. So let's look at setup here for just a second once we can actually see. Junbin takes that opportunity to dive top. So then Happy retakes high ground. Chorong is rotating top, but he's going to need the drop, I think. Oh, and they get the anti-nade and Shu. Oh, my days. Oh, my days. Okay, they get stuffed.
A lot of these nades, but he inherently has an advantage with those because he holds the high ground, could lob those down.
Uh-oh, no nade.
One or more targets. He's also going to be really hard to dig out.
Good jump from Junbin there. Good recognition. Happy gets Chorong.
He's also going to be really hard to dig out of this position.
Anti-nade is blocked.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, and Happy gets the first pick. But it feels like if you're going to hit these
positions.
Oh, man, I don't know.
And connect onto one or more targets. He's also going to be really hard to dig out of this position. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, and Happy gets the first pick.
Yeah,
but it feels like if you're going to hit
good spacing, good setups from both teams, honestly, but like, it felt like a bit of a... That pick by Happy really did it right there. That pick by Happy really did it, because that's also enables the Widow to get killed. We love the Heesang POV. I mean, yeah, this... If you guys think that... see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. It is actually harder to see what's going on from like a strategic standpoint on this map with this comp. You guys ready for that? I don't think you guys were ready for that, but that's the truth. It just is. It's harder to know what's going on, or just as hard at the very least, because it's so freaking spread out. You can't see what's going on, but it doesn't feel like that because at least what you can see, you can understand. You know what I'm saying? It's what you can see, you can understand. You only see a small part, but you can understand what's going on. With Mauga, it's information overload, and so you can't process all of it fast enough, even though you actually can see almost everything.
Play Widow.
So you can kind of break it down like, oh, Happy got a pick, and you know that's it, or oh, he what a great sleep dart, right? But like, if you look at that, like, what angle did Happy have? Why was Chorong not ready for it? Did Happy drop? I think he dropped. Did Lip know where he was? Like, you don't know the answer to these questions at all, but they're very important. So from like a coaching / analysis standpoint, in many ways, these comps are even harder to break down because you can't see everything. It's just more fun to watch. That's all. I mean, I'm a coach guy, and I like watching this stuff. This is fun. This is fun. You and I have no idea what the frick is going on half the time. It's fun. Like right now, we're like, okay, Crazy Raccoon clearly is like gonna force cart with Winston Tracer. I don't know where Shu is. I guess. Okay, so Shu's top, I guess. So then Junbin's just not going to get healing. Maybe because he has Primal. Ooh, that needs to hit. We needed that Primal Rage to be forced. This is so much freaking value from Junbin. So he's going to pop Primal Rage, but he gets so much done with this. So he zones. This is actually pretty reasonable from Junbin. I'm confused at like what happens. Is it just a state? Yeah, okay, Shu gets naded. So we don't know what happens. Freaking Shu just got naded and Smurf jumps, and then he's gonna primal and they're gonna kill from there. Yeah, backline diff right there. Backline diff. I mean, it's also defensive versus offensive diff, but that primal from Junbin's super reasonable. You get the cart super deep. You put Tracer totally out of position, which also means that Heesang can actually go for backline now instead of forcing to be marked on cart, right? So Heesang can actually go top. Happy kind of shuts that down with an infra sight. Yeah. So everyone's gonna be like, oh, Junbin. This is fine. This is a good play from Junbin. This is a good play.
I mean, yeah, sure, he chases Happy all the way out, but the rest of his team is just getting carved up.
I mean, what else is Junbin supposed to do? You know, Junbin literally stages all the way in backline, clears Tracer, clears Widow basically by himself, and that's like you take a 4v3, you have to win that 4v3. They just didn't win the 4v3.
Pressuring Junbin down to the point that he has to use Primal.
That is a little cheeky. I mean, you have Tracer up. This is just misreading the pulse bomb situation. I don't think it's a bad decision. It's just a little bit unfortunate. How is Chorong dead again? Fielder is hitting so many anti-nades off of these, and then they're getting punished for it. That's actually crazy. Every single time. Wait, Chiyo rally? What? What the frick is Chiyo rallying, I say. Are they pushing? Oh, they must be pushing off of it. That's why they got the kill on Chorong. Okay, maybe they're pushing top with rally. Do you see what I'm saying? What the frick just happened? I think they just rally pushed top, and then that allowed them to get the anti-nade. Nano on Winston gets whipped, I think, and then he jumps out. Oh, no. Junbin gets naded. Why does Junbin get naded? Does he get whipped? That's a bit of a mistake from Junbin, I will say. That sucks. That sucks badly. Oh, lip! Oh no, Smurf. That's so unnecessary. He just needed to not peek here.
That was close. Lip finally gets involved, picks Smurf off. Junbin had to get a nano there from Shu. Chiyo is the one getting nano this time. That's very
Nano and Brigitte.
But by getting a nano from Shu, Chiyo is the one getting nano this time. That's very hard to deal with this brick.
He gets anti-naded and then, yeah.
He's able to run him down.
Messy.
And finally, Crazy Raccoon get going.
You're going to get another fight here, though, if you're Falcons. It's just you need to keep Fielder and Stalker alive. You end up losing Fielder here. You're not gonna
That's fine. I mean, losing your Winston for Winston, there's not the end of the world there, honestly.
It's a good chance we see a cap. Junbin's going to play through that.
Exposed. Spilo Winston?
Falcons give it up. Checkpoint here for Crazy Raccoon and a time extension.
I'm not reading that.
Lose Fielder there. There's no way you're going to be able to keep Smurf topped up if he jumps on to the point to try and keep that contested. You already did a pretty good job topped up if he jumps on to the point to try and keep that contested. You already did a pretty good job.
Oh, Lip was not expecting that.
Control, and that's going to be a good way to do it as the Widowmaker duel goes in.
Oh, a Stalker.
Control, and that's going to be a good way to do it.
Oh, Stalker gets murked. That nade wasn't even aimed for him. That's just a goofy error. I feel like, okay, so this is going to be stating the obvious here. I feel like this is just sloppy. I hate to be that guy. You know, these are the best players in the world, but I think they've just been out of practice with dive. Maybe it's because they probably haven't played a lot of Winston mirrors. This is just messy. These rotations are awkward. The old economy is awkward. There's a lot of random deaths. I mean, it goes to show that even these guys, like, you know, you don't play something in a while, it gets ugly. I mean, you're talking about like Shu, Chorong, Fielder, Chiyo, Smurf, Junbin, Heesang, Lip, Happy Stalk. I mean, you talk about like, I feel like there's like 8 out of the 10 people in this lobby have arguments for being the GOATs on the heroes that they're currently playing. You get what I'm saying? That just literally, like, you have Shu, Chorong, Heesang, Lip, Smurf, Stalker, Fielder, Chiyo. Like, that's 8 out of 10 right there. And Happy and Junbin are no slouches at all. It's great, especially recently, right? It's just messy. Like, what's happening is during these fighting for high grounds and rotations and stuff, there's just a lot of random crap happening. Like, Stalker shouldn't die to nade there. He shouldn't even be there, right? I feel like there's situations when there's a lot of like the big mistake that I'm seeing is that it's not bad to die in dives or cooldown trades. It's bad to die unnecessarily. It's bad to die unnecessarily. And I think that, like, right now, there's been a lot of unnecessary deaths. A lot of goofy errors. I like this Widow angle.
Now Happy has another thing to worry about, but Lip's being forced out of position. Smurf gets in his face, but Junbin gets the job done.
There's no way.
Oh my goodness, how? Is he allowed to get away with this?
I mean, that's all 3 repair bags from
Missed pulse, a lot of missed pulse bombs as well. On Winston's, nonetheless, as well. Now they need this nano, or they need the primal to retake the space. Dude, like that, for example, this. I mean, come on. There's no way. There's no way Stalker should live here, bro. Look at this guy. He's got one blink. And then another mispulse bomb. And they're just gonna like C9, like a lot of it is just because it is so very hard to break down, but this is a mess.
They're gonna keep going though. Shu Nano's Heesang, a trace of Nano of all things. But Smurf has the antidote. A primal here to get up to the high ground, deny it away from Lip, then drop
good
down,
sleep.
slept up though.
That means potentially cap here. Rally's used on backline. They have Rally coming up. They retake top. He forces point. Angles set up. This should be that. That should be it. That should be it right there. Chiyo should die. Okay, if not Chiyo, somebody else, because that was a huge backline trade. And Chorong dies. What happens to Chorong? Why? Wait, why is he? So Chorong drops to kill Brigitte, but then ends up on the Winston and then gets pincered? And then Nano catches.
Nano for Smurf allows him to net a key kill on the attackers. And they're now slowed up, dispersed. Lip doesn't have an opportunity to take the shot. He's being pressured down too heavily. And what a bubble dance from Smurf. Shu didn't know what hit him.
This is a mess. This is a mess. What's your preferred meta to watch? Arissa, Reaper, Torbjorn, and Mercy, Lifeweaver.
Onto Lip, just not trying to allow that Widowmaker to get set up in position. Look at this, they push up a little bit. See if you can get happy to get an early pickoff right below a minute. A pick here would be huge.
Gonna stress Chorong out there. He wants to play that
Legendary man, thank you for the gifted sub. Oof. So Raccoon's going into this fight. You gotta take this fight really patiently. You don't have any space. Does Chorong just get naded? Yeah, Chorong gets naded. Naded and just dies. Is he naded on rotation, I think?
This is a gamble for Lip. This is time ticking away. Chorong flattened already by Smurf. On that left side high ground, Crazy Raccoon are trying to set up, but they're being disrupted constantly.
Chiyo gets naded. Where is Chiyo? Looks like he's in, yeah, he's in the mega room, and he gets naded too. Smurf catches Lip in their backline. Happy kills Heesang. This is just total deathmatch. This is total deathmatch. Can he pause stream? No, sorry. Seems a good primal. I don't know how Happy dies. I think just the dive on backline. Okay, primal. Makes sense. Smurf. No! Smurf! Live! Freaking Smurf. That's a mistake. They needed to live there. He needed to live. If he gets out, they're going to have to reset the fight and take it. Isn't it honest? That's a mistake. Huge mistake. Just a mess. That's a cap.
Sleep and then Smurf comes out. It's like, oh, we've seen this story before, right? They're going to clutch. A Crazy Raccoon, and they end up coming out on top. And
she should have just disengaged. Like, you've zoned 3 people out. You remember what Junbin did when he primal raged backline and the Widow was out? He just left. He just left. You've done your job. Get out. Don't force the kill. You're not going to get the kill. Even if you got the trade there, it's not worth. You force them completely out, so then you can jump back in, double jump back in, and take like a 4v3 or a 4v2 elsewhere.
They're quite fortunate that they got so much payload progress early on, right? Those early picks from Lip allows them to get top shuttle control. It
doesn't feel good to disengage, but it's really high value because Ana and Brigitte are really good at keeping each other alive. But they're also their biggest value is their utility. So if you force sleep, nade, packs, and put them in a bad position, they can't reposition as easily as other supports, and they're kind of useless, right?
The early fight win there for Falcons would have been a lot of trouble.
Raccoon managed to stabilize a little bit.
And they're just cheating us, aren't they? I don't. Falcons just cheats it, and they get the nade too. It's not a good setup. It's not a good setup from Falcons. They just cheat it. Like Stalker, no recall, and tries to commit off of the rally, and then now he's just pincered. This is just lazy dives. This is NA dive, bro. This is NA dive. You've got. I know they have rally, but like, you see Winston Tracer, you have Tracer here. You need to pocket your Tracer across so that she can control this angle here. Clear this Tracer out and then set up your dive from here. But they just cheat. Falcons just cheat, man. They're just like, hey, let's just nade backline, just die backline, you know. Don't have a pincer, don't have a cut. Our Tracer doesn't have a recall and has no blink, so surely we... And they almost lose Chiyo, and they do lose Stalker on that cross. It literally just feels... This feels like if you close my eyes... And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Okay, I'm gonna say it. If you told me that Falcons was an NA team playing dive, if you changed the names and maybe some of the mechanical execution for sure, right? Especially the Tracer play, minus the pulse bombs, I would believe this was a Western team playing dive. I would. Like, what the frick is going on here, guys? What is going on?
Smurf getting close to another primal here, but needs to build it up.
Like,
he respects the damage.
what is going on?
Look
at this.
What a 180 slink there.
Look at this. They're just getting pincered. Like, I guess they thought that maybe they couldn't get out there at that point. But this is weird, man.
Get on the corner, contest. They're doing a nice job. They're not getting him out of this position.
Stay alive is the plan for Stalker. So far,
so let's look at this here. He goes backline. He goes above. He drops Junbin. Pops primal. I think he might have avoided sleep dart there or force sleep dart. Smurf is on backline. Tracer's marking. Stalker pushes advantages with recall. Totally fine. Great pulse bomb. Junbin is able to stuff. And he just needs to keep him stuck. And there it is. Okay. My Asian Diamond lobbies? Becoming the best of Team A and becoming... Yeah, surely that's the strat right there. Just simply be the best. Yeah, it's just messy. It's messy. And this is the thing with dive. Like, it takes practice. Oh, they're going to do... Are they going to do the TP thing?
Smurf on the hog. Just looking for a hook.
That was a good try.
You enjoyed that.
It's a good try. Unironically, that's a legitimate strategy. That became a thing. Overwatch 2 Alpha was more popular. I don't know if it was a thing before then, but that was the first time I saw it consistently. Winston takes top. Tracer scouted. Are they going to go for backline? This looks like backline. Okay, so Winston forces their Winston out. So that's why you dive tank, is when that dive tank is setting up for a dive in your backline. You can dive to mirror and force him out, so then now you can't dive your backline.
Now, it also helped for Smurf, right? That, you know, Fielder is landing, you know, 2-3 player bios all the time. And now, it also helped for Smurf.
What is happening?
Does not want to let Smurf just chill and get healed up.
Now, it also helped
Falcons poking and prodding. Lip is on the point, marking cart. That's a big nade on the backline. Like, how does the attacker get a nade that big? Shu just dies. Wait. I'm so cooked, guys. I'm so cooked. Falcons are attacking. Fielder gets an anti-nade on a Chorong and Shu that kills Shu. And Chiyo gets the kill pushing top. We've got a Brigitte on the flank. Now he dies for it. Okay. And then they get punished for it. Okay, because Brigitte is fine. I mean, there's a gamble, you know. Like you gotta commit on the back line. You do lose your peel presence there. So.
A little sneaky Junbin 3K there. Back bio.
What specifically, Churlance?
Will be Stalker putting some pressure there. On a lip, they want to get this payload moving. They want to get it under that underpass. Force it all the way to the server room. Force Crazy Raccoon to move back.
Playing through the underpass now. It's Junbin set up.
Looking for Widow. Junbin's found Widow. Why is this being there? Okay, Happy's forced to rotate out, dive top.
Yep, that's the dive over towards Happy.
Brigitte gets pincered. Oh my gosh, Shu just goes in and nades. But there's a setup. That's the difference. Like, look at the setup here. We got Winston on backline to pull Ana attention. We got we got Tracer here, Ana here, Winston here. If you're gonna go kamikaze with Ana, at least earn the angle, right? And he does. And so Shu does get naded, but he hits the sleep. And so he's going to live despite being native. Oh, yeah. Wait. Let's see this. I mean, it's a good play. I thought it was going to be.
Stalker reeling after that one, and Happy he's trying to get out of dodge.
Wait.
Get that one too.
He's feeling it, man. Heesang is feeling it.
sick pulse bomb there, connection towards the end.
Man, Junbin, what is going on? Careful. I think he's farming Nano. He must be farming Nano. Yeah, he's farming Nano. He's farming Nano. That's what they're doing.
But this also allows,
he's got to be careful, though. Like that, you could poke him out there. So you're going to come close. Lip just murders Stalker. And Happy just murders Lip. That's a good shot. Wow. And repositions to avoid Primal Dive. And again, how are these anti-nades from Shu? Shu just nades. Ah, you're attacking. Frick.
Despite a Bionade connecting onto Shu, they're not able to get rid of the Raccoon's Ana. And Junbin once more available for field.
Where is Shu? Where is Shu? Where is he? He's flanking. Shu is flanking. My Ana is flanking. My Ana literally is flanking. Look at where Shu is, guys. He's up here. He's up in the top right of your screen. My Ana is flanking and just jumps down in and yeets nade on backline. Is it appropriate? I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, he hits 2. He gets the kill. He gets anti-naded in return. But he's hard to track, right? I don't think it was even necessary. You had an ult matchup, but like, sure, okay, fine. Dude, why do you think I play Ana the way that I do? I taught Shu everything he knows.
From Crazy Raccoon, we said they need to show signs of life. This is a map that they obviously would have went to, because it plays their playstyle a bit better. And
he's looking for the nade off of Nano. He's looking for Nano. He's going to go underneath. Wait, they broke LOS. Okay, Infrasight mirrored. Junbin's trying to gatekeep Primal Rage. That's some good chip damage there. Shu gets caught. What the frick? Shu's up top.
Both Widows gonna have that knowledge. Everybody on the field as well.
How does he get naded? How do you know? How do you have perfect information? Something happens there mechanically there. I don't know what happened because, you know, very spread out map. Shu Jr. What do you mean Shu Jr.? More like Spilo Jr. Shu, you know what I'm saying?
They know that's coming too, and maybe they actually just
Bap should be able to heal himself and not on like his barrel too long. Thank you, Rex. Rex, Rex, I can't open Twitter without saying your name. It's like that Spider-Man name. Everywhere I go, I see his face. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Rex Overwatch. Junbin's still on backline. Tracer's still on pulse. Junbin can live a long time here. He's gonna drop a pretty passive bubble. Just keep things busy. Chiyo's on cart, pops rally. What does he do with rally? Does he bash for reset and go for backline? Looks like it. Venture, oh my gosh. Good sleep. The nade doesn't hit, and he might just die anyway. Stalker kills Shu. I don't know where. I think I'm behind us on the left back there. I turned my resume twice with no experience. For what? For Blizzard or something?
Smurf gonna have to back out, so Crazy Raccoon, you hold on to those support ults for that moment, right? To get on the point, get a touch. And now below 30 seconds, right? Primal here still available for Junbin. Happy over.
All right, Primal for Nano here. I like the Nano better generally, but you got Defender's map advantage. I like the Cassidy swap for last fight. Play to Nano, catch the Cassidy, and just burn whatever you want. Or Nano Winston deep. He misses the whip, forces him out, forces cart, forces trades. Burrow's used. He's going to stay on cart. Oh, the nade hits on lip. Ooh. Primal Rage is used. Crazy Raccoon thinks they can win this, and I think they can too. Chiyo low. I mean, they felt like that fight could have gone either way, right? Smurf should be able to get Primal here, right? He's getting packed. He will build. He does have Primal. They do go for backline, though. Chorong goes in deep. Mechanic stiff. Smurf gets Primal, but it's too late. I think this is it. And then respawn here. Yeah, so this really just comes down to was a giant total mess. But the kamikaze trades just kind of fell Falcons' way. Crazy Raccoon's way, excuse me, more often. You know, like they did a better job mechanically. A lot of missed pulse bombs, a lot of goofy stuffs. I think Junbin played pretty well, all things considered. I think both Widows played, all things considered. Hey, it's Jasmine. Wait, who is that? Oh, is that Psycho? But yeah, I mean, it was a good match. I mean, it's just the irony, like I said, there is it's actually very hard to follow exactly what's going wrong from those positions here. So Game director. All right, good. Listen, man. I shoot for the stars, man. They had the position of when you'd be able to make decisions like gameplay stuff on backgrounds and construction. Yeah, fair enough. All right. Yeah, ironically, I have less to say about the dive mirror besides the fact that both teams look pretty sloppy. Felt like Falcons made more mechanical mistakes than Raccoon did. A little bit more ult value from Raccoon as well. Yeah, it's a mess. Overwatch is a game that designed itself. Yes, I've heard you, Al. I've heard you say that before, yes. I have heard you say that before. Play Max here instead of Smurf. Well, I mean, the way that you got to look at it, Matt, is the way that you got to look at it is like they're pretty decisively winning the Mauga trades here. Like let's be honest, it wasn't a total curb stomp, right? But Hanbin is what Hanbin's team. They're winning. Okay, they're winning. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that simple, right? Who do you think is the GOAT flex support? I don't know. Probably Shu, but I don't know. I feel like that's such a hard question to answer. But I mean, it's like, what are you gonna do? You're clearly not winning the Mauga trade. I mean, maybe that you just feel like let's mix things up. Maybe Max goes in, changes the tempo, see how things go. I don't know. That would be my guess, you know. But I honestly don't know. Hey, Spilo, Rush was the best player at DreamHack. Do you share that? What? Oh, Fielder. Oh. I mean, I've seen one game, and I'm not studying his POV, so I can't share any sentiment. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't spoon feed sauce that easily. Okay, do you guys remember the Dallas stream hack when I was with Avril in the in the stadium, and we were basically like hard analyzing like every single match, every single thing, like really locked in, right? I watched every single match with pretty high intensity, and even then, I still wasn't super decisive in like where I felt like some players were playing. You know what I'm saying? I've only watched 2 freaking games. I don't have an opinion. From this match, I think Fielder's done okay. I think Fielder's done fine. He's not been a super weak point. There's been a couple of moments, you know? But yeah. But I don't even think it's fair to like call Fielder a fraud for just like little things like that, because I think it's a lot more complicated than that.
So they'll just have Max come in here, play that Mauga. Maybe
Sombra should not be able to hack the ball out or Bastion 1.0 because they aren't true abilities.
A little bit of a, because the desk has pointed out, right, and we've been talking about it, right, the positioning maybe from Junbin at times. Maybe they just want to get a different look on Mauga.
Oh man, Raccoon just...
The positioning maybe from Junbin at times.
Okay, so now the colors swap. So Raccoon swings wide. They speed ring to swing wide. Hanbin says, frick you guys, I'm just going to back out. And then at the same time, Proper sets up on a TP. Wraiths do, and then Falcons snowball back in. And off of that, Stalker hits stickies. Mess.
I mean, there's been a little bit of a difference in terms of tank buff for me. I mean, Proper has been so aggressive on the Reaper, so impactful. I think that's
lots of angles. Hanbin dying for his team's angles. That's a classic. Reaper on the TP setup. I like the Reaper echo positions. That's where Beam is actually pretty good. You see that? That's just where like, okay, I didn't get the angle that I wanted, so I'm just gonna shoot what's available. And I don't know if I love this setup here. Like, I don't know what Falcon's plan was. I don't know where Proper is. Stalker's just use flight, so Stalker's out. Proper's on the floor. Proper teleports, and I think Proper teleports behind to the right. I think the fraud here is maybe Stalker, because it doesn't really feel like. Yeah. So let's. Okay, it's gonna be hard, ironically, to point this out here. But it looks like Brigitte Reaper push on the right. Reaper takes the angle here. Stalker doesn't really get a lot of damage on the Reaper. He's trying, but he doesn't get a lot of damage on the Reaper, so they lose the tank trade. And then the Brig Reaper 2v1 honestly just fails. Like, I think Chorong just freaking outplays him.
So impactful. I think that's where you got to start to even up the odds.
Because check this out. They actually have a nice little... So Lip takes top. Lip angle. Lip angle. Heesang angle. Lip angle, Heesang angle. Lip angle, angle. Reaper TP Mauga in. Bam! So Mauga here. Reaper behind. Brig here. I think there's just not enough output. So basically, here's what's happening, chat. Here's what's happening. I think it's a reasonable setup from both teams. It just comes down to who had CDs, who hit their shots, yada, 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 yada. Like, I think Chorong and Shu just outplay the 2v2. I really do. By fraud, yes. I mean, as in they made a mistake. I don't literally mean frauds. Oh. I don't mean literally a fraud. These guys are insane. But they suck. You know what I'm saying?
Heesang's got back there. Nice little pick there on the back foot by Stalker means that Crazy Raccoon have to play off the point entirely. So with it, and through the hotel, other defenders, Crazy Raccoon have to play off the point entirely.
What do you see from Falcons? What do you see? I mean, we've seen this before, right? We've seen this before. Look at Fielder. Look at Proper. I think, again, I really feel like the plays make them come to you here. But Falcons doesn't do this. Falcons doesn't do this. Let's see if they set it up correctly. You could catch this with Chorong. Chorong is kind of in an awkward spot. What? I think Stalker, yeah, he gets baited. They don't actually push. The angle's too OP. Ah! Okay, Reaper Echo angle, Brigitte Mauga angle. Echo isn't here yet. They've pushed. They don't push. Max runs the point and then cages with a lip pincer. He does take a lot of damage. Juno is used, but Chiyo dies immediately. So Max gets the smoke on Chiyo. I love it. Shu doesn't have ult. I don't love it. Lip pops ult. Great zoning value. And again, you're noticing that Death Blossom is tied to cage fight whenever Rally is on the field. It's fine. So far, so good. Now, the key thing here is Max does take a lot of damage. He takes a ton of damage, and I don't know why. I think maybe he peaks too soon. I don't know. I don't know how, but maybe it's worth. Chorong pops ultimate. I'm desperately trying to hang on here. Yeah, he ran in with no armor because they committed. He knew the risks. It's probably worth it. There's a lot of damage being pulled in here. Max is dead. GG's. The question is, why does everybody else die? Haha! Why does Chorong die? Where's Chorong? Mother. He's by himself. Why is Chorong there? Chorong. 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 He goes into cage fight and swings. He keeps swinging. He keeps swinging. He gets a bit isolated from his Juno and doesn't get inside the Juno ult. The Juno ult doesn't reach him. So Shu, again, doesn't have Juno ult in time. Juno ult doesn't get... Basically, the deal there is Shu doesn't get Juno ult in time. And then is unable to stay inside Juno ult is Lip. Because he raids in and then he falls out of it and gets bashed out. Main questions for me. Fraud check. Fraud check. Fraud check. Fraud check. Max takes too much damage on entry. Fraud number 1. Chiyo gets caught with cage fight. Not even really a fraud, but kind of a cool play. Heesang just beaming. I don't know. It doesn't seem like I'm playing bad. It's a lot of damage. Lip falls out of Juno ult. Like, just Lip and Chorong dying there just felt kind of unnecessary. That's the main thing. Part of it was because Juno ult was late, but it's actually not even a bad play. It's just your pincer push wasn't as good as you'd like. Okay. Yeah, Stalker did so much. Shu just didn't have his ultimate. You guys, I know you guys want to hate Shu. I get it. I think but like we'd have to look at a replay code and look at the micro to give a confident opinion. But Max took too much damage and died too quick. He was going to die no matter what happened, but he died too quick. I think Lip ult was fine, but Lip got knocked out of ult. Yeah. Chorong got split and then didn't even end up die before. Like, Juno ult just didn't do anything. That's the thing. Juno ult didn't do anything. It wasn't a bad Juno ult. He just didn't get it in time, and then Chorong and Lip got knocked out of it. Shu needed to ult. Yes, Shu needed to ult.
He's able to get tons of value.
You have to ult. It's a 4v4. Like, you're going to win the fight, bro.
Probably some edge cases where it is the play, but maybe not there.
Yeah, you're almost better, you know, getting like a support, like a brick.
Oh, sorry, I misheard you. Simple, yeah. Yeah, Shu didn't have ult.
You're looking for like sustain and just got his staying power on the point.
Well, okay, so if Shu didn't have ult, was it really their call to go in? Sorry, I'm sorry, guys. Kind of was. I feel like they could have played it a little bit slower. Yeah, I mean, really, guys, it really is a Juno ult. Like, Juno ult does so freaking much. Yeah, I think you're right, Night. I was just busy violating you, but I think you're right. Shu didn't have ult. Like, ult, like, you, dude, it's literally more important than another person. Hey, Megan.
He's able to get tons of value.
Wait, why? What are you guys harassing Megan about? Am I hired? Freaking Rex.
Yeah, copying the Mauga feels
like Megan, please hire Rex. Guys, please hire Rex. Please. Please. He will make Overwatch not a balanced game, but
a support like a brick, right? If you're looking for like sustain and just got to stay power on the point.
He'll pay to work there, guys. You heard it here first. Okay, spacing here. Spacing here from Raccoon is obviously very cautious because of cage fight. Oh, they're just gonna go. Chorong? Sir? How does Chorong just get freaking killed? Chorong, bro! Chorong! What is happening? Is it proper? Or no? No, Chorong is dueling proper, yeah. Does his shield break? Yeah. Or I don't know. It looks like cardiac and speed ring are used. Like, I don't know. It just seems like totally random ability usage here. And then Chorong gets slammed and caged. What a mess. What are you talking about, Shepard?
Heesang and Chorong immediately vaporize under the pressure of this man.
I mean, Proper has had
it's a game that designs itself.
Like, every time we're on board with his Reaper, like not exactly in the front lines, he's like taking off angles, right? He's always kind of sneaking up on some of the supports there. Poor crazy Raccoon, and just making an overall large impact. As it's going to be a lot of payload progress here, gotten by Falcons. They're going to get towards this final corner.
Oh, the sticks.
Big fat crazy Raccoon had a couple of good defensive fights on that first point. But Falcons still have a lot of time back to.
Okay. Questionable teleport. He needed to get all the way to the staircase here. Because he's going to get shot. What is going on?
First point. Falcons still have a lot of time back to operate. The dupe available here.
They commit. Reaper TP. Reaper TP. Echo angle. Shooty pooty. Big damage. Yeah, I mean, it's a good setup from both teams, really. Like, if you look at this here, you've got teleport, echo angle. You've got a Reaper angle here. I prefer the Reaper angle here, but it's fine. I don't think he even gets shot, so it's probably fine. Both Maugas counter slam. This is where torpedoes is really important. Cardiac is used. I really like Stalker focusing Lip because it forces the Wraith. So yes, his Wraith gets forced at the same time, but then that still allows Proper to keep free firing. And so basically you're down Reaper, which is going to be more than echo damage with Cardiac. What did I say? Shooty shooty what? Pooty? Did I say Pooty? I don't know. You guys did that? So that would be just kind of an ultimate differential. I don't think it was a bad setup from Raccoon on that retake. I think it could have been better, but yeah.
I mean, 2 Reapers with a rally going as well for Fielder. No way that crazy Raccoon is going to be able to fight through that. So Team Falcons makes.
We went to 5v5 because of visual clutter. I mean, can you imagine this composition with like a Diva or a Zarya?
With that double support ult, you got to use it, right? Get up to that corner, get an early fight win, start to up the pace.
What's the plan here, chat? Thank you, Rex. There's no such thing as visual clutter when you're in the jungle. that is true. That is very true. I have never heard people complain about visual clutter when playing in the jungle, playing Overwatch in the jungle. Yeah, this is definitely a Juno ult trade. The question is, what's going to happen here? So cage fight's not relevant. We have copy Death Blossom, rally on the field. Proper's got to be careful here. Juno ult. Wait, Falcons just does the thing, guys. Falcons freaking loves this. Falcons like, let's just press W with Reaper ult. Look, he wraiths in, dude. He wraiths in, and because it's, dude, what the frick? Okay, is this like trying to make them misposition on their Juno ult? Like, there's got to be some logic here, man. He wraiths in, and to be fair, they are going to follow up off of this. There's going to be slam and cardiac and the whole 9 yards. Like, there it is, right? He gets counter slam, but it's fine. But they just, like, they just go. Like, and it's always really well timed. Shoot, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay, so, okay. Thank goodness that didn't work, because I just didn't feel like that was that smart. Now, it does force double support ult. So maybe that's the strategy, is just brain dead it. But I see the way that I look at this is if you're going to do this here, I think you send your Echo top left on our angle and then go, because then I think you can actually kill people, but yeah, whatever. Megan is actually the game director, engineer, social media manager, CEO, and janitor. GKB, cheers. And here, lead hero designer. Speed ring. Who are they looking for? They found Heesang. They catch the angle. Angle. Heesang's just going to go zoomy. Go in and copy Reaper. Ult is used. What the frick? Where the frick is Shu? Shu speed rings. Shu. I don't know where Shu is. Maybe Shu just gets ISO'd. They kind of flip maps. Or flip sides. I didn't go over the ball in Ilios, no. They catch the push. This is actually pretty good for Raccoon, all things considered. Like, you had double support ult disadvantage. Like, you just need to make this fight messy. But what does Lip do with the Blossom? Ow, that's not, probably not. It was too late of a Death Blossom. It needed to be used sooner. Okay. They hard commit. They overextend. Oh, this is poor from Falcons. This is really poor. You've got the trades that you need. They want to push staggers with Proper, but they over push without Wraith. Proper dying there is actually just a free retake there. That's actually so bad. That's the NA hive mind here. Capitology actually made an exact point on this point about why that would be a mistake, and they actually just made that mistake. They over push without cooldowns. Proper fraudulent, yes.
If Crazy Raccoon take their foot off the gas defensively, the map is going to be over. But that was a great shoulder charge out of spawn by Max, catching onto the Reaper, putting Crazy Raccoon in the front seat. When Stalker goes with this...
Gavin, did you tell Megan about your alter ego, Gavin Summer? Speed ring? Swing wide? Tempo? Torpedoes? Rally to pursue? I don't love this, but at least they hit the spikes. It was spooky because Crazy Raccoon's spacing is such that they could theoretically live this, right? You see how far back they are? This feels like a reach from Falcons. I don't know if Chorong oh, Chorong gets slammed or Chorong gets bashed or something? Or no, he just doesn't get out in time. And then Max needs to kite to corner. He cardiacs, but he needs to tuck in, not out. So Max trolls this with his kiting location, and that ends up being the cost there. So Crazy Raccoon's setup was really close to being able to kite 2 ultimates at once, and that was, they were so close to having Rally, so close to having Juno ult. Falcons is like in a hive mind level 2. They're actually not even consistently setting up all that well, but they're generally fairly cohesive and more cohesive than Crazy Raccoon. I don't even think this is as high level as we've seen earlier at times. How do we know Gavin Summer isn't the good one? That's true, actually. Winter does sound like a lot spookier, you know?
Yeah, and considering, right, Falcons, you know, they just kind of ran through that second part of the map.
Angle. Oh, they've ISO'd Stalker. What the frick is going on? Okay, trade for trade. That favors Raccoon, though. Because you're at a disadvantage on attack. Fun. Counter pin to protect the Brigitte. Both Brigs playing pretty aggressively. Hanbin gets ISO'd.
That second part of the map.
Yeah, that's exactly what they meant, yeah. Guys, what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Why does Hanbin have less HP than Max? I think it's because Hanbin's trying to kill Chorong. I think the problem is Chorong is life stealing, but life stealing on the Brig shield. And he's trying to punish Chorong for overextending, but Chorong plays the corner and then gets the counter pin from Max. Now, it has nothing to do about later cardiac versus sooner cardiac, because in theory you can get an advantage sooner. Because you can use cardiac to keep your armor and then burn theirs first, and then they can't come back. But I think it's just they're shooting the wrong person. I think they're focusing Brigitte. And, you know, yeah, that's it. Yeah, so then they make a massive HP differential. It's not bad going for backline here. It's just like you have to basically do it off of a slam and not off of static shooting. So Mauga's still not in a point where in a mirror you're safe to shoot anything other than the Mauga. Unless you're crazy running onto something, right? Yeah, so that's kind of unfortunate. Well, it's a 4v4, it's even.
Parlay that into a fight win, so now you can actually get this payload moving a ton of time. You win another fight here, like around this first corner, you're in great shape.
Spacing for Falcons, playing around their Juno ult very cautiously. We don't want to take an initiation because we know Crazy Raccoon will just zoom through. We're close, we're close, we're close, we're close, we're closer. Good angle from the Reaper, costs him the Wraith, but it costs him cooldown to do so. Juno ult out, no. Raccoon says, get the frick off of my lobby. You're not allowed to go out because Max has slammed in. Or no, Hanbin has slammed in. And that means this guy's stunned, so this guy can kill. Or no, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm completely lost. I have lost the thread. We are now into map 4. I don't know what's going on anymore. I can't see what's on my screen anymore. I just okay. Reaper angle. Juno ult. Hanbin go in hard. They mirror Juno ult. This enemy brig stunned. But Fielder? Where the frick is Fielder? So Fielder gets too close because Death Blossom. Both, and then, but Chorong dies too because he got stomped. Yeah. Because the Juno ult was moving with where Falcons were going, and... Hey, Jobby, long time no chat, mate.
Proper on cleanup duty, a team wipe there for Falcons. This is going to be tough, right?
I don't know.
Break this chokehold is Hanbin and Co. You can play with that Reaper right on that off angle.
Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Come on. Energy. I gotta lock in, chat. I gotta lock in. I gotta lock in. I gotta lock in.
Put themselves in harm's way. Looks like they back up, though.
Spacing. I think Falcons wants to gamble. I think they know they're at ultimate disadvantage. I think they want to gamble. Now, Max needs to catch this push with Cage Fight. Does he? He does. So that gives them enough of a CD advantage where it's going to be really hard for Falcons to press W. Stalker copies. Heesang copies. Double Mauga, because just, you know, why not? Rally for rally maybe here? Yes, rally for rally. Stunnage. Tries to go for the Reaper, misses. And Stalker's able to push back with Death Blossom. Death Blossom. Shu gets caught a little close. Smoked. I think the main takeaway for me is that the Mauga copy is not worse. It's just higher risk than the Reaper copy. Reaper copy is way more consistent. Guys, I'm trying. I might need something illegal to make this work. Alright, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna stand on our chair. We're gonna stand on our chair. That's the strategy. I need some water. I'm definitely not doing a line off screen. Okay. All right. So, setup for Falcons. Catch the push probably from Raccoon, kind of like the flip the script here. Catch the push from Raccoon because Raccoon's probably going to gamble a little bit. All right. We're locked. We're so locked. Chorong knocks him off. 3, 2, 1. In. Oh, they're going to go in. Hanbin's going to go in. Can they catch? Are they set up for the catch? Oh, they caught Heesang. Stalker comes in from the top. Yeah, so Heesang gets caught and supports Aren. He just gets a fat cage. They were not ready for that. How is it set up? Where's Proper? Proper distracts on the angle. Yeah, see, this is what happens. Look at that. Distracts here, commits there. That's what sets it up. Does he hit anybody with Slam? I don't think it matters that much. Yeah, he hits the... Yeah, he just gets like 4 people on cage. Spacing is just goofy. Well, it's not even bored. It's just... It's so much. I'm literally confusing players and teams. I don't know where I'm at. I forgot my name.
Right, they got finishes him off as now. I mean, look at how
Proper. What are you doing?
Focusing beam finishes him off as
Proper.
He's not getting out. No way.
Frick. Proper just touches spawn door.
Now, I mean, look at how
that's actually so free, man. Come on, man. Okay, so probably try to catch and trade here. Yeah, they try to, but it doesn't work. Oh, they do. They get a trade. But they might stagger Hanbin here. Okay, well, now they'll just kill him. Okay. So spacing going to be pretty interesting here because Raccoon is in a situation where they're on defense, where they like Falcons kind of has to press the Q here. So Raccoon could probably just speed ring out now, right there, right now, speed ring out. I mean, they could, they don't. So instead they hold space, but the problem is, well, I guess they have the echo angle. Heesang's on the right, which is pretty nice. So they Juno ult, rally for extra sustain. But this means, honestly, if Max gets this cage off, they need to really focus Max, because if Max gets this cage off, it's all she wrote. Chorong cage fight, he gets it off, and then Lip Death Blossoms. Holy cheeks. That's it. Because, like, you got to think of it this way. Cage fight is huge if you can get it off in these massive support ult trades, because it isolates people. It's just that it's the only barrier on the thing, right? So if you can get it off without getting bashed. So Falcons honestly doesn't really set up that well on the retake. And Crazy Raccoon just matches ult for ult with the echo on the angle. And Heesang's not even doing all that much in the angle. Like, I don't even know what he's shooting. But, yeah, okay. I mean, it's not so much Lip's not a fraud. Like, you blew 5 ults versus their 4, so it's like you're going to win that fight most of the time. Or 4 ults versus 4. The defender's advantage. It was a fine ult.
Lip uses the TP, get to the high ground here. Gonna try and control this, right? Because you want to have Heesang control this area. It's so effective for the Echo.
Yeah, you cannot allow someone like Proper or Stalker to perch up here. Even Chiyo.
I think you play slow for the echo ult here. I think you play nice and slow. I think you take your angles. No. What the frick is going on my screen? Okay, Echo Reaper top. Hit squad on the Juno. Same time, Mauga for Mauga trade. Chorong is able to live it. Heesang gets the smoke because he doesn't quite build ult. 99%. Tragedy. 1 HP to Ryan directly translates to more wins. Thank you, Rex.
Heesang actually ends up getting caught out by the torpedoes, but Lip gets rid of Chiyo. So
Cardiac to catch, so they catch the push here. But Shu dies to the voices. I actually don't know what the frick Shu died to. I think maybe Echo going top right. Yes, Echo going top right. So Stalker, Flanker, Chicken Ganker. They're going to trade. They're going to try to trade. They are not going to trade.
They're losing the Echo. Slows them up.
Okay. Remember Cage fight versus Copy. Cage is really good. Cage is really good. What the frick happens? Matt, thank you for the gifted sub to Rex. Rex, congratulations. There's the Copy. I would cancel the run now, lock it, pop it, drop it, and roll. Ah! Reaper TP off of the Mauga overrun initiation. They hit squad, angle, they 2-man on the Juno. Great work, loves and kisses. Chiyo dies, Shu dies. I don't know what Shu's dying to. Wait, no, Chiyo, wait, what the frick? Where, Chiyo is on the back line here. Who even sets up the angle on Shu? Oh, is it Heesang? How do they even, how does Shu die? Or Chiyo die? I don't think Chiyo chose die. I mean, it's hard to say. I don't know. I'm struggling. Okay, committing Reaper angle. It's a good setup push. Cage fight. I mean, I don't know. It's just total chaos here. Like, both teams set up flanks. Both teams traded backlines. Felt like there's probably a world there where Chiyo probably felt like he didn't need to die because I don't think they had a good of a setup on him.
You're gonna have Stalker here with a dupe here. On the defensive side, it's going to be just contested. It's going to be crazy. That's going to back up. Maybe you're going to start working towards one of these support ults of the cage fight.
Max on and off angle could be caught out of position.
Yeah, Max is a little on a fighting disengage there. They pop the Copy. Can they kite it out? They do. They need the rally. No! Rally, no! He gets stopped! No! No! go!
Maybe you're gonna
So,
start working towards one of these support ultimates.
Max second guesses himself. I think it's because somebody's in spawn, but he gets caught in the open, takes an ungodly amount of damage kiting backwards. So then that catches them in a kite situation where actually Max is in the back line and everybody else is in the front line.
With a stop of his own.
And then they're able to get Chorong right as he builds beat. And again, another Reaper Stalker setup.
And that was a stop on a Chorong when he pops the rally and you deal with him right away.
I hope you're joking, Rex. I can never tell. Wait, what? What do you mean beat? Did I say beat? About what? What did I say beat about? Did I say beat instead of rally? Oh. Okay, well.
Okay. Gonna go for it again. Cage fight here for Crazy Raccoon. They're trying to catch the overextend. Okay. Likely just a bluff. They're still lacking that fifth player in Chorong.
You're joking, okay. So they're gonna tempo push back in, which is a classic Falcons. The problem here is that, you know what it feels like? Okay. Let me cook, okay? I think Crazy Raccoon, or Falcons, likes to screw up Juno ults. I think that's why they do this. I think they go Juno ult, move forward, so we stomp you so you can't follow the Juno ult. I think that's the strat here. And it's pretty smart, right? Like if you can catch them, then they end up, the Juno ult doesn't really, they don't fight in the Juno ult. Now the problem here is Max can, if they know that that's coming, they can catch it. Thank you, Rex. So it's a big cage fight here. That should be it, but it's not. So I don't know if they're just. It just looks consistently like Shu gets a little they're just surprised. You know what it is? It's surprise. They just keep getting surprised by the aggression. And to be fair to Falcons, it's not always perfectly set up, but at least it's pretty consistently cohesive. Like Shu just consistently gets smoked, and even proper dying there, you take that, man. That's 1-2 ultimates for a freaking Death Blossom. Again, my best description of Falcons right now is that slightly better set up, slightly more cohesive in a high point. I think the cage was fine. Cage is good to catch the aggression. To be fair, Chorong wasn't there yet either. But, I mean, look at that. Don't tell me that this is bad. This is useful. The problem is it just melted so fast, you know? I think a lot of Crazy Raccoon just gets surprised by the aggression. The cage only got Reaper, that's all you need. It's still a giant structure. You know what I'm saying? Like, that prevents this core from walking forward. Couldn't lip a volted sooner? I mean, I guess, but then you're also like, do I really want to pop 3 ults here? I don't know. I think a lot of it is Shu's spacing. Shu's spacing is consistently a little bit off, I think. It's hard when it's set up well, but when it's not set up well, I don't think it's really an excuse.
Crazy Raccoon, they use a cage fight and orbital raid. Absolutely need to win. Like Psycho was talking about, layering their ult to the Raccoon.
Who has a blossom of his own here. Hanbin turns tail, gets back to the rest of his team.
Being Crazy Raccoon, they use a cage fight and orbital ray there. And still come out on the bad side in terms of the trades. Those are scenarios you absolutely need to win. Like Psycho was talking about, layering their ultimates, not playing it properly. That's an example right.
Layering my ultimates, that's right. Yeah, see, this is the kind of stuff. Like, this is a good push from Raccoon, right? Good setup, and bam. Oh no, they juked Lip though. They juked Lip.
It's not playing it properly. That's an example right there. You use those 2 ultimates in the spawn.
Dude, Crazy Falcons is just so aggressive. So aggressive. Lip is not a fraud, it's just a bad Blossom. He should have kept shooting.
Mention how important that is. Crazy Raccoon able to get him up there, but can you convert off that pick? Stalker might be down, but Raccoons have lost Chorong here. No one's answering Lip though for the time being. It's hard trying to get out. Finally, Crazy Raccoon inch forward, but they have no chance of being ahead on time bank here. They just need to finish the map.
No, it's going to be a dupe here from Heesang. He's going to go for the brick just to try and stay here.
Might be down, but Raccoons have lost Chorong here. No one's answering Lip though for the time being. It's Hanbin trying to get out. Finally, Crazy Raccoon
This is just a giant mess. These fights are messy.
They just need to finish the map.
No, it's going to be a dupe here from Heesang. He's going to go for the break just to try and stay alive.
It's worked out so far.
Wow, copy and Brig, you don't see that every day.
Maybe superfluous, maybe unnecessary, but Crazy Raccoon have to pull out.
They actually catch the break. Yeah, and that was
Wait,
Fielder's
what?
wrestling on as well as.
Oh, solo oh, what a catch by
Yeah,
Hanbin.
Cage Fight, they actually catch the break.
What a catch by Hanbin. That's huge. That's so big. Value reset all the space. Totally worth using an ultimate for that. Can they catch Lip as well? Not quite. Well, the Brig's there because they're trying to take space, right? They're trying to set up and take space. The problem is Brig with Echo, it's not a problem, right? He doesn't know he's there. I gotta give more credit to Hanbin than a mistake from Chorong here. Like, because Brig Echo controlling the space is really good, right? Giving value, getting heavy poke, right? And then disengaging. It's just a crazy gutsy play from Hanbin. This is a difference between a goat and a fraud. You mess that up, you completely look like a clown.
A key misstep just
You can see through the X-ray, right? Hanbin's kind of like lurking on that corner, and then as soon as he sees Chorong,
I feel like Falcons want to go. Knowing Falcons, they probably just want to go. They're gonna go in. There's Rally. We're going to see a copy. They're going to go in. Cardiac, and there it is again. Bro, Shu. Oh my gosh. Dude, Stalker is literally hard flanking backline right now and just kill Shu again. Shu doesn't even get his ultimate off. And now all they have to do is double copy Mauga, double Cardiac, burn Max. So just freaking shoot Max, bro. 2-on-1. Oh, Hanbin dies. That's why. Okay. Lip, no Wraith. Lip dies. Big slam. Big cage. Focus Brig, you're gonna die anyway, so you might as well. He doesn't even die. Dude, I'm telling you, man. The setups from Proper and Stalker just a little bit better than their counterparts. The old economy just a little bit better, and crucially because... Okay, well, we're going to keep playing. I don't want to call it just yet, but I think this is basically probably it. Especially with the Lucio. Lucio's just not fitting. Too fragile. Yeah. The problem is the number of fights where Falcons is able to, even without excellent setup, just 3-2-1 timing end and get trades. Crazy Raccoon... I just don't know if they gave the same level of respect. I just don't know. It just felt like Falcons was setting up decently, but not even perfectly. And Shu, backline and co, is just getting smoked. Like, there have been ample opportunities for Shu and Chorong to be able to live these engages, Shu especially, and it's just not happening. Yes, there's one more map. That's about all I can say. I don't think Falcons macro is necessarily on the next level necessarily. There have been times where I think it's been good. I think it is overall in terms of setups been better. But the synchronization between this Mauga and this Reaper is just really been next level, and I think that goes for Echo as well. Consistently denying ultimate value. Hanbin's been playing out of his mind. I've really liked Hanbin's play right now. I think I've really liked Hanbin's play, and I think Proper's played well on Reaper as well.
The gap, pointing a lot of these ultimates in fights that are just not winnable, and then just stacking them on top of each other.
All right, last map.
With no chance, and then Chorong gets caught out with a round. They've been running Junbin most of the time.
I mean, they're setting up well. That's the thing, is like Shu is getting punished, but it's also like Falcons are also doing a good job punishing.
Esperanca. Match point for Team Falcons.
All right, here we go.
Going to leave it all out there one way or another.
Lock in, last map.
Is massive, how it usually always is on push. You see
Reaper teleport flank. Reaper angle established immediately.
That off angle yet again, like we've been talking about doing it.
And this is where Raccoon has to be careful. They want to hard push. Let's try to set their tempo. Let's try to be the 3-2-1, but we still got a Reaper on the angle. We got a Brig Reaper on the angle that's pocketed. Falcons catches the push. They still have the angles. That forces Junbin to go out because he's losing the HP trade because he can shot from 3 different angles. So Falcons all of a sudden playing the angles, playing slow. Then they commit, knockdown, but you notice the setup here. Do you see the danger here? You got Echo from right. You got Brig Reaper left. I don't know where Chorong is. Yeah, he's also on the angle. Smurf gets smoked. I think he takes too much damage prior to poking, but yeah, see, this is the problem. Smurf takes too much damage before committing. Wait, are these team names wrong? No, they're not. I'm dumb. Wait, am I? Why is Smurf in? 529. Oh, Hanbin. What? I'm sorry. We did a double tank swap. I'm sorry. They did a double tank swap. That threw me for a loop. Sorry, guys, dude. They did a double tank swap. Okay. You're not allowed to do that. You have to ask for my permission. So they're setting up the Brig Reaper mirror. Both sides playing Brig Reaper. The problem is that Junbin, based off of their push, even though they didn't clear the angle, they did clear the angle off of the push. So that means that Smurf is kind of... Honestly, Smurf just stands too far in the open. Way too long. It's pincered from both directions. I like the Brig Reaper angle from both sides, but... Oh, Stalker on the flank. Okay, well, never mind. Jeez. This DPS crap is insane. Chiyo lives just long enough. Stalker just passive healing at this point. How is Shu dead there? Let's go back and look. Is it just... I think it's just Echo angle. Yeah, it's just Echo angle. Yeah, just Echo angle. Just Echo flank.
Falcons, just the bot taking 2 steps the other way. But I mean, Proper's already built up towards a Blossom.
Proper just, again, always asking for a little bit more on that Reaper. Staying in the fight a little bit longer.
So Proper is surprising. This is a cheese. You guys ready? Speed ring. Here we go. They're not expecting it. Will it catch? It will. Yep, it will. Chorong was not expecting this at all. That's huge. Hiding Reaper, 3-2-1 speed ring. Bam. They layer Juno ult on top of Juno ult. Very good. And then that's it. I mean, it's not even a bad orbital array. I mean, okay. It was a bit risky regardless, but I mean, you're not down when you press Q. Yeah, Chorong was not expecting that. Man, so much of this game has to do with people hiding.
Both teams did make use of those orbital races, so no huge disadvantage for Raccoon in that entry.
Poke the angle. They're going to commit. They're going to Reaper. Can they kite this out? No, they can't, so they're going to commit. Reaper copy. Cage for cage. Crazy Raccoon. Junbin's taking so much because they're walking through a cage, so he should be dead soon.
Looks like he was stabbed up briefly, and Junbin's going to get a cage fight down. Heesang appears in the middle of it now.
I mean, this is just a mess. Does Lip get his ult canceled? No, he just... yeah, he actually doesn't get his ult canceled because, again, cage fight. I think the difference maker is the Death Blossom, I think. Because of the AoE pressure. Because you just basically use ult for ult, but defender's advantage, but because the cage fights, the Reaper ult is just like... Lip just basically does a lot of damage, generally. Like, watch the HP pools. There's the Death Blossom. Just general pressure on Fielder, general pressure on Stalker, general pressure on Smurf. It's not a lot, but it's enough. It's a good ult.
Perfectly, right? Where you want to be using that rally a little bit later, but keeping everybody alive, right? You don't want to lose.
Yeah, of course they scrimmed each other.
On that rally, then
I'm certain they did.
A player down with rally, gonna time that perfectly. Chorong did there. Allows Crazy Raccoon to get in control of the bomb.
Poke. Rotate top. Watching for their Echo. Clear top. Juno playing far back. Spacing here, very important. Good stickies. Clears a little bit of space. Forces speed ring. We're going to rotate around left. Are we going to play in the choke? Both Maugas are kind of approaching the choke. Huge stickies there from Heesang. Oh, another huge stickies there onto Lip. And that looks like it forces... Oh no, Lip, what does Lip do? Is Lip flanking? It looks like Lip is flanking, but the timing is off. Yeah, so Lip goes in really deep, gets his Wraith forced, gets full stickied, and so that forces Cardiac. So then I think what we see here, my prediction knowing from what we've seen of Falcons, is we've seen Cardiac, Wraith. I think Falcons 3-2-1 runs through and just Death Blossoms front lane. Let's see if I'm right. Yes, there it is. It's still a bit of a reach because it's not really well set up, but they just saw the CDs that they wanted and they just forced it. So I blame Lip for that. I blame Lip for that. I don't know. There's a miscommunication. I don't blame just Lip, but there was a miscommunication with the push through that choke for Raccoon.
Tremendous, huge matches, just never seems to come out on top. Today, though, just a very different vibe from him. I mean, he has taken over a lot of these games.
Let's see how Falcons plays this fight. Because, oh man, yeah, dude, that was a little messy. Because again, knowing Falcons, they don't like playing games around Juno ult. They like going. So they're gonna go hard. They're not gonna set it up very well. Chiyo gets smoked by Junbin. Now Junbin does take a lot of damage on entry. So this is still winnable. Oh, Shu. Shu needed to pop ult here, right now. This is greed. This is greed. I think it's fine to pop ult here. I think, because it's not an ult that you can turn the tables with. That hurts. That hurts. This fight gets way messier than it needs to be. Now they do commit.
Again, a checkpoint given up.
Yeah, but a window of opportunity here, right? You do give up checkpoint, but you're going to have a rally where both support ults used here by Falcons on the other side. It's a little bit of a window of opportunity, right? If Falcons takes this fight fast, you pop rally, you can come back, and you get closer to tying this one up.
And again,
Are they going to try to do the speed ring Reaper thing?
maybe take this high ground now, but they're going to have to fight for it. Crazy Raccoon pushing up.
I don't know what they're pushing here. Is it Reaper with a Wraith? They have Death Blossom, but they're not able to connect on Brigitte here. Okay, there's the Brig. Here's your chance. Oh, that was weird. I think I was a weird engage from Falcons. I guess they know that they're down, but like that's weird spacing from Chiyo there. Weird spacing. That's a pretty clean fight there from Raccoons, but it didn't even feel particularly well set up. Falcons had a nice pincer push, and they just ran in. So maybe that's where the NA hive mind kind of goes kind of messy with that, you know? I don't know what they were doing here. Yeah, they're pushing daisies, exactly. Like, that was a very odd fight from Falcons. Very odd fight. Like, again, you have the choke control, high ground, from multiple different angles. They have Reaper Blossom, or Reaper Rally, rather. They push your Reaper, but you can catch that with Speed Ring and Copy. I don't even like the Mauga copy all that much. Yeah, it's an odd push. Yeah, and then Proper uses ult at literally 1 HP. Yeah, that is just, that is hubris right there. That is silliness right there. That is just poor.
Be Crazy Raccoon getting back into it, right? Cage fight plus Death Blossom available.
My prediction is that Falcons does something stupid. I mean, we've seen it again and again. You got no ults here, so now you got to do something stupid. My prediction is probably, the consistent theme has been Proper TP is kind of like noise, but the real hit comes from a Smurf Slam and Stalker commits. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. So I don't know, maybe that was a strat there, is to kind of use Smurf as bait.
To get out of line of sight here, but it's not possible. Fielder backstab, Ferg does go down. That's the advantage here now for Crazy Raccoon, and they're going to snowball it.
I don't know, that was weird. I don't even know where, I mean, they do force copy out, so maybe that's the play. But even the copy just didn't feel like it was 100% needed. Kind of a lazy setup there from Falcons. You got the window right up there. Take the window. Take the window. Maybe they just caught Smurf with his pants down. Because it's a good cage fight from Junbin. Like a really good cage fight. Like Raccoon is very happy with how this fight went.
The ultimate economy much better.
I feel like Falcons' level of play is like Raccoon has been. This has been a little bit messier from Falcons. Crazy Raccoon has kind of like messed them up, and then now they're about to get a taste of their own medicine here. You guys ready for this? Where's the Brig spacing? Where's Fielder? They're looking for him. They're looking for him. They don't know where he is. Look. They're looking. Wraith for free. So you get Wraith. This is just a bad ult. This is just a bad ult. It's an active rally. They've scouted you. What should Crazy Raccoon do right now? I don't think it's a bad ult. They're scouting for him. The speed ring isn't there, and the Brigitte spacing from Falcons is really good. So give credit to Fielder here. I think you have to Juno ult this. I think they have to Juno ult this. I think Shu just needs to press Q. I think, yeah, you tuck and cover and you press Q. You just freaking take the front lane trade. You know what I'm saying? And it's just poor. Now, they use double support ult, but once again, Shu presses Q. It feels like way too late. Well, not way too late, but just a little too late. Like, they force the play, and it's just not the play. Like, Reaper ult, you can't force outside of a 3-2-1 explosive push. If they see it coming, it's over. Unless you're cage fighting. Just poor execution.
With a better opportunity in these fights after, in terms of having that ultimate advantage.
He let force proper to Wraith walk away at a pretty important time. I think Falcons probably needed him for...
This is another situation. You just take whatever cage fight you can get, you know? You don't need to force anything. You got Rally to worry about from Crazy Raccoon. Just cage fight, whatever.
Trades in the front line there. But he got booped by the 7-foot game.
Lost my streak because I had
Get
to
fricked,
let my
Nautilin.
mobile sub expire to save $2.
Get fricked. That's what you get for being cheap. So let's see what Falcons can cage fight here. They're going to walk forward. They're going to commit hard. I think Chorong tried to cancel that, maybe. But yeah, the cage fight, Smurf is in serious trouble. What is Raccoon's setup looking like here?
I think Falcons probably needed him for just the damage trades in the front line there. But he got booped by the
speed, teleport, Brig bash, or Brig pack. Reaper backline, Brig frontline. Mauga cage fights, catches Chorong, who has to pop rally defensively. Shielding off the healing from Smurf, which is huge. So then Junbin wins the HP trade. The question is Lip going to be able to get safely to his team? He should. But remember, cage fight enables Death Blossom because you cannot bash the Blossom. So this cage fight is just way too fat. This cage fight is way too fat. I can understand Brig Mauga, but I cannot see Heesang in here. And I just certainly can't see Shu in here. Bad spacing from backline. Much better spacing from backliners of Falcons. Look at Fielder Chiyo. So Echo on the angle. Fielder Chiyo dealing with Reaper, applying pressure. It's just bad backline spacing. It's bad backline spacing.
Damage with here.
Oh, this is going to be confusing fight.
Stalker and Proper have been so good throughout this one. Proper in the last.
I don't think it's mostly been a support diff. I think Fielder and Chorong have both had their moments, but I will say that in general, I think Chiyo has made fewer spacing supports. Fewer spacing mistakes than Shu in terms of a lot of fights. And I think the synchronization of Falcon's action is just generally a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, Crazy Raccoon, that's definitely a situation where you'd prefer to clear top, I think. I think you'd prefer to clear top. I think the pathing in general from Crazy Raccoon in clearing of space has been a little bit inferior. I think, yeah, there's been a lot of little things that have gone Falcon's way. A lot of little things. It's really hard to nail down any one thing here, even as juicy as that would be for a narrative, right? Like, look at the cohesiveness of this. So you've got Proper on a hiding angle. They don't see him. Chorong, to give Chorong credit, scouts it, but scouts it too late. So he gets cleared up, Bash is forced. Reaper in, Mauga in, Copy in, and then crucially here, if you do see a backline trade here, like if we do see Lip teleporting, I think Lip teleports top, Fielder spaces, Chiyo spaces around the teleport and is able to maintain distance on that Mauga Reaper. So what's basically happening is we're seeing a lot of backline trades, and there's just little things. Like, look at that right there. Look at freaking Fielder. Look at Fielder. Look at Fielder. Fielder bashes, knows cage fight, and ducks behind corner and just freaking jukes the entire cage fight. And by the way, Chiyo's fine. Chiyo's fine. It's just little things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you backline traded, but Falcons backline didn't die. And Crazy Raccoons did. Part of it is how good Falcons are cohesively at setting up and diving. But part of it's just the backline is just avoiding this stuff more. They're not getting stuck in cage fight. They're not dying to Reaper flanks or Echo stickies as much.
Crazy Raccoon still have that slim lead and look to stop the Falcons in their tracks. And Popper's playing it carefully. KG
it's just rough.
Around the enemy Mauga as he wants to go forward. Let the bot away for a brief time, but Falcons are dominant in the fight.
Oof.
Smurf uses the charge to get in the air, go away, but they just kind of
Nerf Juno. I think Juno will probably receive another slap on the wrist. Juno, as I said, is just a strong support that's also very fun to play and very popular. So she's going to be played a lot. That's just kind of how it goes. Any character that's strong and is also popular gets abused quickly. Now, Falcons, we've seen them in these corner situations before. They will explosively push. They won't always set it up perfectly. We don't even see a teleport here. They're just explosively turning the corner with Rally. Full disengage from Raccoon. Now, the sad thing is that Raccoon does not have anything to answer with, and that's the problem here. So the setup from Raccoon isn't necessarily bad. It's not even bad. It's just they just didn't have the ultimate to answer the lair. And Falcons, even when it's not set up perfectly, always has the tempo to chase. They're just cohesive on it. And notice that little things like Fielder didn't use his bash. He's trusted Speed Ring to close the distance for him.
And make sure the Falcons come out of this fight cleanly. 100 meters on the table. And under 2 minutes left.
And you're going to have the orbital rate plus Blossom.
What was the speed ring from Raccoons? Let's look. Oh, you're right, actually. That was a bit awkward. That's definitely a speed ring that you want to sit on more, because speed ring is very useful in neutral trades, but when you're at that big of an ultimate disadvantage, that's true. Good catch there, Oasis. Or Rosas. Oh.
You could even get up towards that cage fight.
Here's the setup. And we know exactly what Falcons does in this situation. I would not be surprised to see a Juno layered on top of this. Oh, they scouted him. Okay, yeah, there's the Juno ult. They go in to the Juno ult. Will Lip Death Blossom this? They flank Juno ult. And they flip the map. Oh, this is a mess. Both teams flanking each other. This is like a Spilo pug. Good trade. Not a bad response from Crazy Raccoon there, actually.
Perfect. As a meterage, you're probably going to need at least 2-3 fights here to get back in it. Falcons, they know that, right? You're going to push up. You have that spawn advantage. Take a fight here on the bridge. You probably have another fight over the next check.
All right, well, you need to catch here if you're Falcons. Who can you catch? Who can Smurf catch? Stalker, deep angle, lots of good pressure. There's Wraith, they're going to go. They see Wraith, they're going to go. I just don't like this from Stalker all that much. I know we've been very complimentary of Stalker, but I look at this here, and I'm like, bro, if you're going to copy, fly up and over and just drop from here. Set up your push from here. I just don't like it. This is too easy for Raccoon to catch. Junbin just needs to press Q here, and it kind of kills the push. He doesn't even need to press Q. It's basically 2-for-1 special with a Mauga there. It's not a good push from Stalker there. It's not very well set up. And I will say Stalker setups have been somewhat inconsistent.
That's how they stay alive. They can't let go of the momentum now. Or it'll be all over for the brave Raccoons.
It's not today, says Crazy Raccoon, at least for now. Below 10 seconds. Falcons gonna group up.
Crazy Raccoon is kind of screwed, frankly. I think Falcons is just basically playing for one fight here. I think the best strategy that you can do is I think you can play a little gank style. I think Crazy Raccoon has to play the gamble here a little bit.
Nope.
You're going to cage fight trade, but you're going to lose the cage fight trade because you're going to have Fielder in rally basically blocking your Mauga lifesteal. And so you need to find something to punish Chiyo. You need something to punish Stalker. I don't think it's GG necessarily, because if you can squeeze this fight out, you'll be okay. You'll be in a competitive situation, I think. The question is Crazy Raccoon going to recognize the situation? It looks like they're just playing on corner. Reaper flank. I just don't know if I like Reaper flank, guys. Like, at least the way that Lip is... Oh, is Lip just not back yet? Lip isn't back yet. Okay, never mind. I lied. So they're going to commit. He doesn't connect with Brig.
If you trap somebody in the cage for Junbin, you gotta have Lip in there.
To be honest, I don't even think they needed to push here, actually. Hold the corner. Because if you're not going to get a proper push, don't push at all. So we missed the slam. Either hold the corner or hit the slam. Ah. And that's it. That's game.
Falcons, he can take this fight around this corner.
That's game.
You gotta get value with this cage. If you trap somebody in the cage for Junbin, you gotta have Lip in there to
Fielder spacing again.
That's
it. That's it. Wow.
Finally comes to an end.
Wow.
The Apex Predators stand at the Apex now. It's a 2024.
Wow. Yeah, Falcons deserved it. Falcons played everything just slightly better. I don't think Crazy Raccoon was bad. I don't think Falcons was even that overwhelmingly dominant. I think Falcons was just consistently better at push tempo, synchronization, like the team play was just a little bit better. I think Reaper play a little bit better. I think Brigitte spacing specifically, a little bit better. Juno spacing, a little bit better. I definitely think the Mauga play was overall a little bit better. I'm curious to see like what the strategy here is with like who plays what, because I really think Hanbin played well consistently throughout the entire series. So, you know, I don't have insight to Scrimbucks, so, you know, or the other matches. But I think Hanbin honestly played quite well the entire series. I think Smurf... I mean, to be fair, Smurf played first map and did well, too. A little bit of a setup diff. I think the only thing that really felt mostly neutral was maybe the Echo stuff. But honestly, yeah, good stuff. How good do you think Lip Reaper was? It was okay. I think it was maybe a weak point for them a little bit. But I don't think it was like a major tossing games weak point, honestly. Like it was fine. It was okay. I don't think it's really easy to point to any one thing without looking at individual POVs here. So Echo is more about like off-angle pressure on frontline and then finding cycles, like tempo cycles, where you go in with stickies on like an angle and like either assassinate their Echo or assassinate their DPS or assassinate their backline. She just has a lot of frontline presence, but the ability to like in situations to like just immediately appear on backline and just ruin people's days. I just got a message from a certain pro player that said, Spilo, thoughts on retiring? Streamer arc would go crazy. PGE? I ain't saying nothing. But yeah, I mean, it was a good series. It's definitely visual cancer, for sure. Like, let's not lie here. It was visual cancer. But at the same time, I think it was a good series. It was a competitive series. Yeah. Yeah. It's 100% backbone. He hasn't posted an LFT when everyone SSG has. He hasn't? I actually haven't noticed that. Interesting. Is the review over? Yes. Hottie wants to stream? What do you mean Hottie wants to stream? Hottie is streaming. Hottie already has been streaming. Doing quite well, I think. Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was good. I think the level of play was wait, there you go. The level of play was a little bit lower than I would have liked, I will say. I know that's the classic Spilo. I think the first map was definitely, I think, the highest, I think the highest, maybe. So, yeah, it was interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed it. What's my least coach character? Torbjorn. Then, I mean, historically, ever, definitely Torbjorn. Let me look here. This isn't just Overwatch 2. Overwatch 1 as well. It would be Torb. Roadhog. Roadhog is up there, very near the top. Maybe even second place. Torb, Roadhog. Symmetra, maybe, or Bastion. Idiari, Lifeweaver. Kind of, maybe. I've used to coach a lot of Moira, so I don't see barely any Moira anymore, but I used to coach a lot of Moira. Same thing goes with Hanzo. Same thing goes with Junkrat. Pretty much, yeah, I mean, that's it. Oh, Mauga. I've had very few Mauga VODs. Do I have an Asian audience? Kind of, sort of. I had a guy in Japan that was doing Japanese translations of my videos and posting them, but I think he had some work thing come up that meant that he doesn't do it anymore. Because Mauga's just not that good. The reason they run Mauga is more of like his role in the composition. Mauga is in a vacuum, not that strong. Not that strong. He might be strong now because of the recent buff, but on that patch, he isn't that huge of a strong character. It's just the Juno Briggs synergy. I gotta pee, y'all. Be right back. He's not that huge of a strong character. Yeah. Well, what do you guys think of Hazard? Did you guys have fun playing Hazard? Final thoughts on Hazard? What's next Hero Misery going to be? I'm going to turn down this light a little bit. Next Hero Misery is probably going to be Doomfist. I have to do it on my freaking phone. There you go. Felt weird to play, but fun. Yeah, I agree. Hazard is huge and strong. Yes, very well put. Most fun I've had in a new hero since Overwatch 2 released for me to be in? Yeah, I had a lot of fun as well. He does feel clunky in some ways, I agree. Agreed with the clunky and the wall climbing. Review of the Capitology video? I mean, I already watched it. I like it. It's really good. It talks about a lot of the same stuff that I talked about. No real complaints from me. Cheers, Shepard. Sleep well, mate. Get your rest. Yeah, Doomfist should be fun. Hero Misery Doomfist should be fun. I'm thinking about doing it with like a Zebra, potentially. What would you guys think? So instead of just having like a diamond player or myself or whatever, actually having just a straight up high level player. I think it'd be fun. Just learn Chinese and get Gushui? Yeah. How many gifted subs to dye my hair blue? Ask my wife. Hero Misery Tracer? I've thought about that. You could do like Torb, Kiri, Moira May, stuff like that, Cass. It would definitely be like a diamond Hero Misery kind of a thing, right? Where it's like, you know, a high level player would find a way to go around it, but yeah. I think it'd still be like pretty educational. Venture? Possibly, yeah. Alright, chat. I'm gonna roll. Loves and kisses. I'll see you guys on Saturday. Thanksgiving on Thursday, but be here for Saturday. It's gonna be a really fun stream. That is all. Have a good rest of your week. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you guys for being here. Be sweet. Goodbye. Wait, hurry, Nodlin. What? Not Discord's link's not working? Check my YouTube description. It should have a working link. You could also, I think, just search in Discord channels. What do you want, Nodlin? What do you want? Look at my Pugs ID in the Discord after you leave? Okay, we'll do. All right, cheers, dude. See y'all.